Praktycznie jedna zrzutka może zmienić wszystko, bo tak naprawdę w granicach jednej zrzutki do liderki są zawodniczki do pozycji 5. Na miejscu 5 Tin Deblow na Joker, a najlepsza Polka Weronika Król na koniu Chinook Air na miejscu 16. To jest poziom 2 gwiazdek, 520 metrów na minutę. Norma czasu wynosi 7 minut i 14 sekund.
So welcome back to FEI.tv. I'm Rosie Russell. I'll be taking you through all the action for the FEI Eventing Junior European Championship Cross Country Day. We have had a fantastic morning of young riders, but now we turn our attentions to the junior riders, and out the box already is our first rider joining us on course. Coming forward for the Netherlands, it is Inke de Groep coming forward with Gallo de Fangi, pair who brought forward a 34.2 in 50th position overnight after the first phase. Gallo de Fangi, a 8-year-old chestnut gelding by Tiger Groom. Combination who won Marsburg and 2-star long in June this year. over the first couple of fences on course. First few fences there to just settle horse and rider into their rhythm before the more testing fences and more intense part of the course comes up later on. As with our young riders, the first combination on this track for our juniors coming at fence 5A and B. This cross-country track beautifully designed by Martin Konaski. And the optimum time, 7 minutes and 14 seconds across 3,760 metres of cross-country track. Here at the first combination, no trouble there for Imke de Groot for the Netherlands. Coming forward as the first of the team rider for the Netherlands. After dressage, the team who was sat in 5th place. After dressage, it was France out in front on the team standings. Ireland had a fantastic day of dressage as well. They are in 2nd place as a team. Germany in 3rd. That's the top 3 on the team standings at the moment. Safely over 6A and B. Looking like they're opting for the longer route there at 7. Any of these longer routes out on track do not incur any extra jumping penalties. Time is still ticking, and as said by the name, they do take a little bit longer to complete. However, no extra jumping penalties occur for any rider who wishes to take them. Nicely over the let-up fence there at 8. Wiggle through the woods to 9A and B. 22 jumping fences, 22 numbered fences I should say on this track for our junior riders. And 3 water combinations. Well, our second rider to join us out on track is Federico Vincenti and Bad Boy Z for Italy. Coming forward with a 34.2 from the first phase. In 50th position, in fact, the same dressage score as our previous rider, Imke de Groot. Federica Vincenti, Bad Boy Z, just outside the top 50 last year at the Junior Europeans. They have taken that step up to the freestyle level, the level above Arezzo. They in fact placed 3rd there. Down here at the first water, Imke de Groot and Gallo de Fanghi. Well, Federico Vincenti nicely over the first combination on this track, working their way round now to fence 6A and B. Okay, de Groot here at the second water crossing. Big pats down the neck there. Have a lovely bit of a gallop before they work their way down to fence 15.
Vincenti na Bad Boy. Włoszka jadąca indywidualnie 34,2.
As we're back with Federico Vincenti, Bad Boy Z. Having a huge jump over the Oxa there at 8, really getting into their rhythm now on this cross-country track. Neatly over that skinny, and then that's quite a tight right-handed curve over that corner there for Imke de Groot. but nicely done indeed. As underway, we're joined by another rider on track. This is coming forward for Poland, Filip Strzegom and Quadrolino. Quadrolino, this 11-year-old gelding. They bring forward a 37.2 in 64th position overnight after the dressage. Regular competitors here at Strzegom. They have completed in 3 2-stars here and have gone cross-country clear in all 3 of them. So let's hope their cross-country clear streak here at Strzegom continues today.
Filip Strzegom is the bronze medalist of this year's Junior National Championships. 12th position in the Junior 2-star class here at Strzegom Horse Trials in June.
No trouble at all there for Federica Vincenti. Bad Boy Zeres Imke de Groot heading towards the latter stages of this track now. Oh, Trailblazer out on course. Well, back in the water for a second time there. Federica Vincenti, Bad Boy Z. Safely through 2 out of 3 of the water combinations on track.
And the time is 7 minutes and 51 seconds for Imke de Groot and
We're back with Imke de Groot and Galileo de Fangi. Having a little bit of a trip and a stumble, not finding the stride they would have wanted to the penultimate fence, but over the last to complete their round. Our first rider home for our Junior European Championship here in Strzegom. And looks like they're clear jumping 14.8 time.
7 minutes 51 seconds, and that's
So 49 will be their 2-phase score. At optimum time 7 minutes 14 seconds. They completed the course 7 minutes 51 seconds. And Federica Vincenti furthest round the course at the moment. As Filip and Quadrolino clear over fence 9A and B. As Emma Stepankova joins us now, coming forward for the Czech Republic. She comes forward with Anicio and Emma bring forward a 38.3 in 66th position after dressage. This 8-year-old gelding combination who were 3rd here at the start of the month in the 2-star. Safely over 10 and 11 there is Filip and Quadrolino for Poland. Now into the first water, safely over the A element. Looking very keen coming out the other side to the offset hedges, getting close to the first, but find a better stride out over the second there.
Jeszcze trwa interpretacja skoku na przeszkodzie 16C, a więc nie mówię o oficjalnym rezultacie pierwszej pary. Imke de Groot i Giulio de Fangi. Czas 7:51.
Well, looking very bold through the 2 water combinations that come up quite quickly on each other there. Is Filip and Quadrolino making great progress around this track so far, as Federica Vincenti, Bad Boy Z, furthest around this track at the moment. Heading to the final combination on this course. Big pats down the neck, just the final fence left for them. Huge leap over the last as they complete the course in 7 minutes 35 seconds. So 8.4 time penalties to add there. 42.6 is their two-phase score. Oh, Philippe and Quadrolino.
Krzyżewski w koło grzybków i pokonuje kolejne wąskie fronty.
Safely over fence 16, A, B and C.
Już jest za przeszkodą 16.
Really riding forward now as they make their way up towards fence 18, and then 19 is the third and final water on this junior track. Philippe Strzegom and Quadrolino been riding very well so far. Safely over that table, having a little look back just to check everything's okay.
Third place for them lastly in the two-star shorts in Strzegom earlier. Ninth in a long format two-star.
Emma Stepankova and Anicio look like they're having a little issue at 9. Not quite in our view, but it looks like they're coming around for a second attempt, so it could be 20 penalties on the scorecard.
And unfortunately, as we've seen, one run out, fence number 9, the B element.
So, yep, that was confirmed. A run out there for Emma Stepankova and Anicio. Well, heading for home now. It is Philippe Strzegom and Quadrolino for Poland as they jump the last to complete their round. As our latest starter is underway, Victoria Dimitrova coming forward for Bulgaria with Iberia Pomez, this 14-year-old mare. 32 was their dressage score, sat in 30th position overnight. Well, we've had our first rider inside the time. Philippe Strzegom and Quadrolino produced a beautiful round. Clear jumping and well inside that time. 7 minutes and 8 seconds they completed the course. 7 minutes 14 seconds the optimum time, so 37.2 is what they will finish on, and at this very early stage of competition they are the ones to beat. Superb round there from Philippe and Quadrolino. As here for Bulgaria, it is Victoria Dimitrova and Iberia Pomez. It's a combination who picked up the win at the one start in Madrid last year, but unfortunately run into trouble there at fence 7, that skinny at the bottom of the hill. It is separately numbered, so riders can circle after the drop down if they wish to, but as long as they have not clearly approached the skinny at the bottom and make it very clear to the fence judges. Well, unfortunately 2 stops there. Second coming at the longer route. So coming around for the all-important third attempt, these riders allowed 3 stops on cross-country, but unfortunately that will be an elimination for Victoria.
We've just seen 3 run-outs for them at number 7. And that sadly means an elimination.
Huge jump in that second water there for Emma Stepankova and Anicio, carrying some penalties with them. However, we turn our attention to our next rider joining us on track for Great Britain. First to come forward for the Brits is Coco Lani and Porsche. This pair bring forward a 32.4 in 34th position overnight.
Is a rider for the British team, Coco Lani, and 15-year-old mare Porsche by Sed Donnerhall.
Well, Coco and Porsche have had 6 international runs and jumped double clear in all of them. So we wish them the best of luck out on course today. The pair who were 3rd at the Bicton 2-star long in October last year. Porsche's 15-year-old Oldenburg mare by Sir Donoghue. They're safely over the first 3 fences on this track, heading round to the rails at 4.
Kokolani na koniu Porsche, para z Wielkiej Brytanii, 32,4.
Safely skip over them. The first combination fast approaching now at fence 5.
Trzecia w dwóch gwiazdkach Bilton.
No trouble at all there for the pair.
Kokolani and Porsche, third place.
As at the final water now,
Last season in two-star long in Victon. This year
it
as
is
well.
Emma Stepankova and
two-star
Anicio.
shorts in Alnwick in July. Porsche, German bred mare
Just
by Sir
3
Donoghue,
fences
opened
left
by
for them.
Escudo.
Well, Kokolani looking very, very confident down that combination that's already caused some issues today. At 6A, and then 7 it caused issues in our young rider competition as well. Just the final fence left for Emma Stepankova and Anicio. It's Kokolani and Porsche
Stepankova.
fly on over that Oxa at 8. Just a little look back to see if she's tapped it, because they are on those frangible devices, on those clips, which if a rider does knock one of them, they will pick up 11 penalties. We've seen it in our young rider class. Well, making light work of that tricky combination there at 9A and B. So time in for Emma Stepankova and Anicio. 31 jumping penalties, so it looks like she activated a pin out on course as well, or a frangible device I should say. So, and she picked up a 20 penalties. So 100.9 will be her 2-phase score. As now we turn our attentions to Germany. Joining us out on track, it is Matthias Husinger and Carlotta. They've just left the start box. The Germans, of course, in a very good position after the dressage as a team. In that bronze medal position, in fact. Great Britain in 4th place, so a good round from Kokolani could help Great Britain move up the leaderboard, or at least start as they mean to go on. Well, Matthias Husinger and Carlotta underway. Carlotta, this 16-year-old mare. Hanoverian mare by Contendro. Back with Kokolani and Porsche, still looking as bold as ever. Safely through 2 waters already on this track. Matthias Husinger, this combination who won here in Strzegom in the 2-star short back in April. So they've already had success at this venue. Really powering on round the corner. Quick look at the watch as they head down to 6A, B and then 7. This tricky combination early on this track. Sitting back before that drop, making sure his eyes were firmly on that skinny. Beautiful riding there shown by Matthias Husinger and Carlotta. While Kokolani down here at 16. Expertly ridden over all 3 elements there. Little trip round the corner, but that doesn't matter. They keep up their pace and head on to this let up Tracaina fence at 17. 22 numbered fences on this track for these juniors to negotiate. Well, nicely done by Mathis Husinger and Carlotta. As our next starter is underway, coming forward for France, Clement Tonnen and Eberly. Well, this combination led for a very, very long time. Smart dressage score of 29.6 ended up in 11th place after the 2 days of dressage. But incredibly competitive pair. Mathis Husinger and Carlotta here at 10 and working their way around to 11, the horse brush. Easily over those two elements.
Indywidualnie zawodnik z medalami z Mistrzostw Europy z kategorii pony, a koń też bardzo doświadczony.
Mathis Husinger, nice jump directly into the water. And they've got to find their line for these offset boat houses out of the water, but having a bit of a wobble. While he's done very well to make that happen, that could have been an easy opportunity for a run out. But he worked hard and made sure he was clear while coming to the finish line now. Coco Lani and Porsche, absolutely delighted with her round, and quite rightly so. She looked top class from start to finish. First home for Great Britain, and we'll get a time shortly. Looked like a super round for the pair. Mathis Husinger, Carlotta. Back into the water for a second time. Nicely over that skinny. Well, time in for Coco Lani and Porsche. You can see why she was smiling. No jumping. Well inside that time. 2 seconds inside that time, in fact. So nothing to add from cross country. 32.4. She leads the way at this early stage of competition, but will have definitely put confidence in the British camp. As we're here with Eberly and Clement Tonnen. Eberly, this 15-year-old gelding. The pair who was 6th place at Fontainebleau in the 2-star at the back end of last year.
French team after yesterday's dressage.
Neatly over 6A, down the drop at 6B, eyes set on 7, and wow, what a flying jump over that skinny. That's how that combination should be rode. Now looking like they're going for the longer route here. Mathis Husinger and Carlotta, as we've said, the long routes. No jumping penalties, but the clock is ticking. But the time is achievable. We've had 2 riders inside that time already. Latest Coco Lani and Porsche. And these first riders out will go back and they have a very important role being trailblazers. They go back and they talk to their teams and let them know how the course is riding and areas they could go faster or fences that might be more of a problem than they thought. So it's quite a responsibility being the trailblazer, and for it to go well when you're first out, well, that's all you can hope for, isn't it? Well, underway now. Coming forward for Spain is Isabel Diaz-Verdugo and Jamiro. This 13-year-old mare that bring forward a 39.5 in 68th position overnight after the dressage. As we're back here with Mathis Husinger, Carlotta into the third and final water. Pair who are very much close to home now. Just 3 jumping efforts left for them. As Clement Tonnen and Eberly down at this first water. Lots of encouragement to clear the big drop in. And unfortunately, such a big jump over that B element means they do run out then. At the final elements, that'll be 20 penalties picked up on their scorecard. What a shame. After that super dressage of 29.6 with no trouble on the second time of asking there. Mathis Husinger coming to the end of the track, just the final fence left. A quick look at the watch. He did take 1 long route, but he may be absolutely fine for time. He's not rushing across that finish line. So time is in actually for Mathis. No jumping penalties, 1 second over that optimum time. Not bad, seeing as he took a long route out on course as well. To 0.4 for time penalty to add 33 will be his two-phase score. Here we are with Isabel Diaz Verdugo and Jamiro absolutely flying at this early stage of the course. Combination who were at the Junior Europeans last year. They were 35th, jumped double clear there to pick up a team 4th place as well. And have since been 4th, 3rd and 6th at the 2-star level. So very established at the level now. But back with Clement Donnon and Eberly into the latter stages of the track as they approach fence 16. Another one opting to go for that longer route. Nicely over all three elements, just playing it safe for the team. You have, of course, already picked up 20 penalties at the water, so that could be their reason for opting for that long route. Well, on we go now to our next combination coming forward. This time coming forward for Belgium, it's Clarice Warbeck and Icona 2. This combination 31.4 from the dressage in 21st position. Overnight, this 12-year-old Holsteiner mare. This pair who have had 2 top 10s this year at the 2-star level.
Rezultat po pierwszej próbie 31,4, co dawało 21 miejsce. Koń Ikona 2 Klasy Rasy Holsztyńskiej.
Well, heading down to this first water, Isabel Diaz Verdugo and Jamiro. So bold over first and second element there of those offset brushes. Here we are with Clement Donnon and Eberly. At that final water. Climb up the mound. Lovely jump there. Just 3 fences left for them. And huge jump. This combination looking incredibly bold. Isabel Diaz Verdugo and Jamiro. Going very well so far. As long as they don't jump themselves into trouble, they are absolutely flying. Clement Donnon and Eberly. Just 1 fence left between them and home as they take the turn to that final brush fence to complete their round. So here with Clarice Warbeck and Icona 2. But it looks like a little bit of a navigational issue there for Isabel Diaz Verdugo and Jamiro. Got themselves back on track after their sat-nav error. And opting for the straight route here at 16. We've not seen many. They do that very nicely indeed. Really kicking on round to this Trakehner fence at 17. So a scoring for Clement Donnon and Eberly. 8.8 time penalties to add. They picked up that 20 penalties out on course, so 58.4 is their 2-phase score. While underway, the first to go for Ireland is Matthew Love and DLS Allegra. This pair who posted a stunning dressage test on the first day of 29.9 in 13th position. After the dressage, this 10-year-old Irish sports horse mare by Jack of Diamonds. Well, Clarice Warbeck and Icona 2 having a little bit of a steering issue. Icona 2 not so keen on going near the second brush horse, but they got themselves over it clear.
Coming up next is a rider who already knows how it feels like to win a gold medal here in Strzegom. The team gold medalist of the Pony Europeans from
Heading down to this first water boldly in over 12 now for 13A and B. But unfortunately, a stop there at 13A. So coming round for a second attempt now. Clarice Warbeck and Icona 2. Well, no trouble on that second time of asking. And unfortunately, another stop and doing well to stay in the saddle. Could have so nearly been a parting of company there. So she'll come round for her all-important third attempt. As Matthew Love for Ireland. On the early stages of this track with DLS Allegra. Matthew, who was part of the pony team gold medal in 2022, unlucky for some. This pair have just been incredibly consistent together from 4 international runs, have only been outside the top 15 once.
They had 2 run-outs there. That's 40 penalty for that.
And Clarice Warbeck back into the water for a second time of asking, carrying 40 penalties at the moment.
Refusals there add up to 60.
As Matthew Love making light work of 6A, B and then 7. A very, very bold jump from Clarice Warbeck and Icona 2. Now they head down to this combination here at 16A, B and CD. Opting for that longer route. And safely through that and heading on to this Trakehner at 17. So carrying their 60 penalties into the latter stages of this track.
Matthew Low jedzie bezbłędnie.
Just having a little bit of a discussion before they approach this table fence. Icona 2 being quite strong on this track. Well, Matthew Love, DLS Allegra into the water for the first time. Finding their line for 13A and B. Little jump out the water. And that nearly knocked them off their stride for that first element. But some great riding from Matthew. Just he kept the reassurance, said, yep, we're going to go. And the mare responded. Into the final water there for Clarice Warbeck and Icona 2. Just 3 jumping efforts left for them. Matthew Love back in the water for the second time of asking. Nicely done. Really riding on as they head on down to a bit of a let-up fence at 15. That water combination quite intense. Lots going on for the horses and riders there.
No
Opting for the longer route here at this final combination. Clarice Warbeck and Icona 2.
We welcome number 212. This
just looks like Icona 2 has been a little bit difficult to handle on this track. She's done a great job of managing her when she can. And over the final fence to complete their round. So carrying that 60 penalties.
Crosses the finish line. The time is 8 minutes and 17 seconds.
So flying down that hill, our latest starter, Jamie Perez Gomez and Melby de Amor. Opting for the long route as they head round to fence 7. Separately numbered, so they can do exactly that. 33.8 the dressage they posted. Put them in 48th position overnight. Malbida more just a 8-year-old mare. Back with Matthew Love, DLS Allegra. Into the latter stages of the course, so from one Irishman to another. We are now joined by Jero Borgia and Into Mischief, pair who did a lovely test of 29.8 into 12th position after the dressage. Combination who were third in the 2-star long at Mallow in June. And this 10-year-old Irish sports horse by OBOS quality. And off to a flying start. With the first few fences really eating up the ground at this early part of the track. First few fences has lovely long galloping strips down to them. Just settling these horses and riders into a rhythm.
Number 213 is Irish
And we're
rider,
back with
Jero
fellow
Borgia,
Irish rider Matthew Love.
Into Mischief.
Matthew competing as part of the team, just one fence left for him. As he loops round to the final brush, gets a lovely shot at that and crosses the finish line. As Jero Borgia here riding as an individual for Ireland with Into Mischief. Well, Jamie Perez Gomez and Melby Dehamore working their way up to the first water fence on this track. This combination lightly campaigned internationally. They were 5th place in the 2-star long in May in Madrid.
And the time for Matthew Love and DSL Allegra, 7 minutes 19 seconds. Exactly 2 penalties.
So opting for the longer route here, not choosing to jump that big drop in. Again, with these long routes, absolutely fine. Jamie very much looking just to get home. So a time in for Matthew Love, DLS Allegra, super round for the Irish pair. No jumping penalties, 2 time penalties picked up. That's 5 seconds over that optimum time. So 31.9 will be their 2-phase score that they'll head into show jumping into the lead at this early stage of competition. Well, down at this tricky combination here in 9 for Jero Borgia. But that doesn't cause them any issues. Absolutely flying there. As Hannah Sergel joins us now with Nesta S. This pair who come forward with a 31.7 dressage. This 10-year-old gelding, they've had multiple top 5 finishes at this 2-star level. Hannah Sergel clear there over the first 2 fences. Kicking on meaning business from the start. That's what we like to see, competitive cross-country riding, and the scores are so tight in this junior class that time will be very, very important. 0.4 of a time penalty for every second over that optimum time. When the scores are this tight, that can make a real difference. Absolutely flying there at 13 A and B. Jero Borgia Into Mischief.
Brązowa medalistka Mistrzostw Polski z zeszłego roku. W tym roku Mistrzostwa Polski ukończyła na miejscu 6. Trzecia w 2 drugich gwiazdkach w maju w Sopocie.
No problems so far at this early stage of the track for Hannah Sergel. Jero Borgia safely through the second of 3 waters on this track. 3,760 metres of cross-country for these riders to negotiate. At optimum time, 7 minutes and 14 seconds. We've had 2 riders, I beg your pardon, 2 riders inside that optimum time. Well, lovely through that combination 6A and B, and then 7 for Hannah Strzegom. Heading for home, Jamie Perez Gomez and Melby Dermore. Jarabolja opting for the long route, having a little bit of a trot before that brush fence, but they still jump it absolutely fine. And sometimes there's no harm to practice at home jumping fences from a trot, because you never know what type of trouble you may get into in cross country when you need that ability just to trot and pop, and it really came into fruition there for Jarabolja into mischief. Flying over the last punch in the air as they jump that, Jamie Perez Gomez and Melby Dermore. The Spanish team erupt. They look absolutely delighted with that. Spanish flags are flying. And what a round from just an 8-year-old as well. Absolutely delighted for the pair, and we'll get a time very, very shortly for them. However, we turn our attentions to the French now coming forward. Margot Guadagnino joins us now with Galactic Blanc. This 8-year-old, this new combination last year, they come forward with a dressage score of 32.4 and 34th position overnight. Hannah Strzegom unfortunately running into trouble at 13A, not the first we've seen today to have issues there, so she's coming round for her second attempt. Opting for the longer route on that second time of asking. And no trouble over that final element. So towards the end of the course here, Jarabolja and into mischief. Making their way round to the final fence on track. Riding as individuals, but unfortunately, they picked up a 20 penalty so close to home. What a shame for the pair. So we'll get their time in shortly. And talking of time, Isabel Diaz-Verdugo's time is in for Jamiro. Well, there was a reason the whole Spanish team were very happy. Clear jumping, only 1 second over the optimum time, so 0.4 of a time penalty. So 39.9 the two-phase score for them in 5th position so far. Here at 6A and 6B. And unfortunately picking up a run out there at 7, Margot Guadagnino and Galactic Blanc. So opting to go for the long route on the second time. Well, what a shame, an early 20 penalties on the scorecard for the pair. As Hannah Strzegom and Nesta S. Another one to have 20 penalties as they work their way towards home. Coming to the Trakehner here at 7. Bit of a gallop now up this strip before the table at 18. I was going to say 2 riders on course, however we're about to be joined by a third. Coming forward for Team Belgium is the turn of Basile Jean and BFF Tuxedo. BHF Tuxedo and Basile come forward with 33.1 I should say, in 41st position overnight. This 13-year-old Irish sports horse gelding by Pacino. This is their first season together. They've had 4 international runs and have jumped cross-country clear in all 4 of them. So wish them the best of luck out on this track today as they start heading for home now. We see Hannah Strzegom and Nesta S work their way round to the final 3 fences on this track.
załamaniem i przekroczeniem normy czasu razem
As
25,2.
we're here with Basil
7 minut 27.
And the time for the Irish pair of Gerard Bolger and Into Mischief, 7 minutes 27 seconds.
heading for the long route and wise after picking up an early 20 penalties there for Margot Guadagnino and Galactic Blanc. Although these junior riders are 18 years and under, they ride with such maturity and thought. When they've had an issue, they're taking long routes, they're really thinking about their horses. So much horsemanship shining through even at this early stage of competition. Really is fantastic to see.
So 7 minutes 29 seconds for Polish athlete Hanna Sergiel and Nestor S.
A big kick to make sure they were clear into that water. There was a moment of hesitation, but she made it happen there. Margot Guadagnino and Galactic Blanc.
Adds up to 26 from the cross-country phase.
So Hanna Sergiel and Nesta S, they've completed their round with that 20 penalties. They also pick up 26 time penalties. So a total of 57.7. That puts them into 9th place at this early stage of competition. As Basil Jean and BHF Tuxedo head into the wooded area to then find their way out towards fence 9. There's at 16 here. Margot Guadagnino and Galactic Blanc for France. This pair who are riding as individuals for France. As underway for Hungary, it is Alice Kirli and Delibab Felhout. Well, lots of hugs and support there for Mathis Husinger and Carlotta, who completed earlier with a beautiful clear round, just 1 second over that optimum time. German camp obviously very pleased with that, and quite rightly. It was a superb round. Into this first water now for Basil and BHF Tuxedo. BHF Tuxedo, very large horse. Basil doing a great job of keeping their line in that combination. Margot Guadagnino at the final water now. For riding as an individual for France. After dressage, the French team are out in front, leading the way. As Basil BHF Tuxedo head on out of that second water, heading for home. Margot Guadagnino, Galactic Blanc, carrying that early 20 penalties from fence 7. Takes a turn and jumps the last to complete her round. Great feeling to finish cross country at a junior European Championship. Basil BHF Tuxedo individual riders for Belgium going well so far. Working their way down to fence 16, the next big testing combination on this track.
The time is 7 minutes and 51 seconds for the French rider Margot Guadagnino.
He's making sure got the balance going for the straight route over the skinny, and a lovely jump over all 3 elements there. This combination looking superb so far.
And the Hungarian bred's Delibab Fellow.
Na trasie jest Basil Sion z Belgii, jadąca indywidualnie na koniu BHF Tuxedo.
Well, here is our latest starter, unfortunately picking up an early 20 penalties there. Alice Kirali and Delibab Felhout. This 16-year-old mare, combination with a 42.6 after dressage. So an unfortunate early 20 penalties for them, but most definitely not the first person to have issues there, as we're back into our second round of team rotation as we turn our attention to the Netherlands. Coming forward as their second team rider, Lara Schmitz, coming forward with CH-EU-Y-CCI3 RS. They bring forward a 32.3 and 33rd position overnight. This is an 8-year-old mare. This pair who really excel out on the cross country from 9 international runs. They've jumped clear cross country in all of them. So let's hope we can make it 10 from 10 today as they head out on this track clear of the first few fences. Basil BHF Tuxedo heading towards home. This has looked like a great round for this pair, riding as individuals, really kicking on to that final fence over the last, and the flags are out for Team Belgium. What a brilliant round from the pair. We'll have a time in very shortly. But it's so great to see the support crews here today and just what it means to everybody, not just the riders. It takes a whole team effort to get these riders here, and the whole support crew are absolutely delighted. Well, they should be with a result like that from Basil. No jumping penalties, well inside that time. 7 minutes and 10 seconds, and the optimum time 7 minutes 14 seconds. So 33.1 is what he will finish on. After cross country into 4th place at this early stage of competition, Matthew Love still out in front with 31.9. That is the score to beat so far. We'll hear Alice Kirali and Delibab Velho for Hungary riding as individuals through the second water combination, as we're back with Lara Schmitz and CH-EU-Y-CCI3 RS for the Netherlands. Very nicely through that straight route. No trouble at all there for that pair. Netherlands in 5th place as a team after dressage. Lara Schmitz one of the counting scores. Alice Kirali, Delibab Velho work their way down to fence 16 here, carrying that early 20 penalties from fence 7. Opting to go for the longer route. We've seen a lot of people do it, but unfortunately have had a stop at element C there. So she'll come round for her second attempt. As underway is our latest starter from Italy. You saw Leopoldo Petrini just starting, but Alice Kirali now over the final element of fence 16. So work their way around now to this Tricana at 17. No troubles there. Lara Schmitz, CH-EU-Y-CCI3 RS at 10-11 here with the brush horses flying on over them. Well, here our latest starter, Leopoldo Petrini, Emerald Johnny. This the combination who are the reigning silver medalists from our Europeans last year individually. Well, Lara Schmitz, CH-EU-Y-CCI3 RS into the second water. No trouble at all there for the pair. Well, Alice Kirali, Delibab Velho carrying that 40 penalties. They've had 2 stops out on course at the moment, working their way round to the third and final water on this junior track. Safely in and lining up. Defence on the mound on the way out. Lara Schmitz getting in close but clear over that brush skinny in the water with CH-EU-Y-CCI3 RS. Well, here are reigning individual silver medalists out on course. Leopoldo Petrini, Emerald Johnny. As heading to the final fence on this track to complete their round there. Elise Kirali, Delibab Felho. 40 jumping penalties picked up. We'll get a time for you very shortly for the pair. Lara Schmidt's Lecce Balia RS into fence 16. And you could see she's looking for her line for that skinny. Go in the direct route. Beautiful riding over all three elements there. Well, a time in for Elise Kirali, Delibab Felho. As we mentioned, the 40 jumping penalties, 26 time, so 110.6 into 15th position at the moment. Well, we have a new rider joining us out on course. It is Laura Gilmea coming forward for Poland with Rarashik. This combination brings forward a 33.2. The 16-year-old chestnut gelding by Rivero. Pair who was sixth here in the two-star short just a few weeks ago at the start of August. Leopoldo Petrini, Emerald Johnny here at the first of three waters. Unfortunately picking up a run out there at fence 13. So opting for the long route on their second attempt. No trouble into the water on that second time of asking. Quite an angle on those two offset boats. It has caused some issues today. As Lara Schmidt's and Lecce Balia RS fly over the last fence to complete their round. Looked like a great round for the pair. Time will be in shortly for them, and we'll take a note because they're on a 32.3. As Laura Gilmea and Rarashik for Poland now approaching 6A and B. Lining up now 4-7. Saw that shot from a long way back and really rode for it. Well, Leopoldo Petrini back in the water for a second time now. Getting in close to that skinny brush, but some fast footwork there from Emerald Johnny means they're clear. Now heading for this let-up fence here at 15.
Unfortunately, earlier one ran out at number 13A for the Italian rider.
Having a bit of an awkward jump with a bit of a hesitation before going over that first rail, and unfortunately a run out at the skinny there. So 2 refusals so far on this track, coming round for the all-important third attempt.
And it was a countdown for number 221 for the Czech team, Teresa Kusa, and the Czech one-blood gelding Quantos Mer.
Opting for the long route after that run out, a wise decision. So carrying 40 penalties at the moment. Well, a time in for Lara Schmidt's Lecce Balia RS. Clear jumping, as we said, picked up 10.8 time. They complete the course 7 minutes 41 seconds, so 43.1, and into 8th place on our leaderboard. Matthew Love still out in front. DLS Allegra 31.9 for Ireland. The Irish team, of course, who sat in medal position, in silver medal position after dressage. So that's a super round to kick things off for the team. Laura Gilmea here and Rarashik for Poland. safely through the first combination, and Teresa Kusa joins us now. Quantos me? Quantos me, second team rider coming forward for the Czech Republic. 36.7 was their dressage score.
Laura na przeszkodzie wodnej.
Here we are back with Lara Gilmire and Ravashik into this second rotation of team riders. As we've said, Leopoldo Petrini, Emerald Johnny heading towards home, carrying 40 penalties at the moment. Teresa Kusa Quantos me here at 6A and B. Big jump down. Is she going to get her stride? Lovely riding over the skinny there at 7. Leopoldo Petrini, Emerald Johnny. One fence left for the pair to cross the finish line.
Jump by Emerald Johnny, ridden by Leopoldo Petrini.
As Lara Gilmire and Ravashik opting for the longer route there at fence 16. We've seen plenty of people, I say we've seen more people go for the long route than the direct route at 16. As our next starter, looking rather keen as they come out the box, coming forward for Bulgaria. It is Iona Trodova and Konfutsi.
2:22. This is the back number for Ioana.
This combination brought forward a dressage score of 32.9, beg your pardon, 32.9. Pair who've just started their international career together last year. They've had a second place in Floretzi in the 2-star long in May. Let's see what they can produce out on this cross-country track here today. As we see Lara Gilmire and Ravashik heading towards the end of this track. They've been going very well so far indeed. Teresa Kusa here at the first water. Quantos me. So bold over those two elements. Now they are a combination known for a very, very good cross-country record. Never had a cross-country jumping penalty from 11 international runs. Well, to the last comes Laura Gilmire and Ravashik for Poland. They'll be absolutely delighted with that for the Polish team, and as an individual 33.2 is a great score to be finishing close to. We're definitely not adding any jumping penalties as Teresa Kusa. Quantos me powering on through the second water. This pair were at the Junior Europeans last year. They finished on their dressage score there just outside the top 20. So we know they are exceptional jumpers.
Wielkie brawa dla Laury, brawa dla polskiego zespołu. 2 przejazdy za nami, 2 bardzo dobre, a jeszcze mamy...
So here we have Iona Trodova and Konfutsi at the early stage of this track. Successfully negotiated the first combination on this course.
I Joanna Todorowa z Bułgarii.
Just setting up and balancing for this rail, then step down. Opting for the long route for fence 7 because it's separately numbered. Riders can circle and opt for that long route in between without incurring any jumping penalties. So some forward thinking there from the pair. The time is in for Laura Gilmire and Ravashik. No jumping penalties. And just picking up 4.4 time penalties to finish on 37.6 into 6th position. Well, now we turn our attentions to the second rider coming forward for the British team. They've had a fantastic start already, with Coco Lani producing a clear inside the time. But what can their second rider bring forward as Martha Hoare, KBIS Starburst, 31.8 their dressage score, in 28th individually overnight. The 17-year-old Irish sports horse gelding. Well, going well so far, Yana Todorova and Konfutsi. Just making their way around up towards some of the final fences on this track. Well, here, Teresa Kusa Quantosma taking a huge leap out over that element B at the penultimate fence, as Martha Hoare really riding on well. This combination, who have never had a cross-country jumping penalty together, clear over the first combination on this track. Working our way down to 6A, B and 7 as we hear from our latest interview.
Giuseppe Della Chiesa is here with me again. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Lovely to see you here.
Nice to see you here in beautiful sunny weather.
Beautiful Strzegom.
Beautiful Strzegom.
How do you like it here? How do you like the cross? Have you seen it all?
Yes, I've been around. I think it's great. I was here yesterday afternoon. I walked it around, and it's actually beautiful. It's very well presented. Many fences, as always in Strzegom. 2 courses plus some additions. And I think really a nice place for championships.
Many riders are saying it's really technical issue to get through all the cross. How do you think?
Well, yes, definitely. It's definitely a championship. I think the questions are all there, and definitely, you know, you can see, as always in championships, you have different levels of experience, riders coming from different countries. So surely, but I think there are enough ways for everybody. If they know a bit where they stand, there are some longer routes. But surely if you go all straight in the direct routes, you are jumping a championship.
Of course, it's a European championship, but it's really important for those young people to get more and more experience, and this is the good way to do it, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is the correct way to do it. I think that clearly the younger generations need to be questioned from the young age in good riding, good horsemanship, and so I think that these are good championships in that way.
Marcin in yesterday's interview said that this is the championship, and the other thing is that those riders going to be a world champions, Olympic champions, so it has to be a challenge for them. How do you think as well?
Yes, absolutely. You know, I think that when you're young in any sport, you always have an aim, and the aim must be to be the world champion. And so you start from the earlier levels, and then you build up. And unfortunately, there is only one world champion each time,
Yeah.
but everybody has that in their mind.
But we can see that the British team and the French team are really strong this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I was very impressed for the young riders by the French. I must say that in cross country, I only watch cross country. I think they really have a very high level, good riders, good horses, and the British traditionally have strong teams.
So we're waiting for tomorrow, which is going to be a huge challenge for all these people in horses, isn't it?
Yes,
As always.
As always, eventing, you never finish.
Yeah.
You never finish. There is another day. The horses must be well, and then they still have to jump.
Lovely to see you here and lovely to be here with us.
Very
Thank
nice
you.
to be here. Thank you.
And I hope you're going to enjoy the Strzegom here and stay with us.
Well, lovely to hear there from Giuseppe Della Chiesa on his thoughts on the competition so far. And here is our latest starter. Over 6A and B lining up for that skinny at 7. And wow, what a jump over that. That is Peter Schmidt and Favorita the 5th. The latest combination to start, 32, was their dressage score. As here we have Jonna Todorova and Confuzzi. Furthest round the track at the moment. Making their way round to the penultimate fence on course, the final combination on this track as well. Opting to go for the long route there. Currently jumping clear and really looking to get home on that clean sheet.
It's 12:01, so
Getting in close, lining up the final
France with the
skinny
50
of that
Scandinavian
combination.
red.
And over the last there for Jonna Todorova and Confuzzi
But, riding is
for
French.
Bulgaria.
The results from
Well,
dressage, that
underway
points.
for France. It is the turn of Mariana Fischer coming forward with Vetaeva, this 15-year-old chestnut gelding. This pair who have jumped double clear 3 times from 7 international runs together. They've jumped cross-country clear 6 times out of those 7. So very, very good jumpers. But Martha Hall here, KBIS Starburst over the final fence to complete their round. Looks like at the moment they've got a 15 penalty. That's for knocking a flag out on course. So we'll wait to see if that stays or not. But she crosses the finish line currently with 15 penalties to her scorecard for Martha Hall. That is KBIS Starburst. Well, coming down now to the second water, Peter Schmidt and Favorita the 5th. This combination who stepped up to the junior level this year. Peter, who's been a key member of the Pony European teams, picked up Team Silver in 2022 and Team Gold in 2023. Well, here Mariana Fischer, Vetaeva for France. The second of their team riders. Skipped up over the rail off the step. Cruise on over that skinny at 7. It's Peter Schmidt Favorita the 5th. This pair who've never had a cross-country jumping penalty together.
So the time for Jonna Todorova and Confuzzi, 9 minutes
They've had
18
12
seconds.
two-star runs
29.6 for today's cross-country
and have been
test.
top 10 in 9 of them. An absolutely phenomenal record, and just look how easily they cruised through that combination, the straight route there at 16. We've seen so many people taking the long route there. They've opted for the straight, and it's definitely paid off.
For the missed flag at 16B.
So we have a time in for Martha Hall, KBIS Starburst. Well, no time penalties to add there, well inside that optimum time, 7 minutes 1 second it took her to complete the course. The optimum time 7 minutes 14, but she did pick up a 15 penalties at the moment. That's on the scorecard, so 46.8 is her two-phase score into 11th at the moment. Well, our latest starter, Rafael Rodriguez Pastor and Kairos K, join us on the course now. This 9-year-old, they bring forward a 35.5 from the dressage. That put them in 59th position overnight. Here, Mariana Fischer, Vetaeva. But we're back now with the second from the German team, Peter Schmidt and Favorita the 5th. This pair have been eating up the cross-country so far. They're heading towards the end. Mariana Fischer Vetaeva around the halfway mark here at 13A and B. Good little tap down the shoulder as they approach that first element. Looked like there could be a drift right. However, She made sure they were straight, an area where we've seen lots of people have issues before, but Peter Schmidt, Favorita, coming to the final fence. This could be a great round for the German team as they pop on over that to complete their round. We'll get a time shortly as we're back with Mariana Fischer, the diver. Beautifully ridden in that second water. The diver who has had 4 top 15 finishes at the 2-star level. They've jumped double clear, as I said, from 3 out of 7 of their runs clear cross country, from 6 of those 7 international runs. So a time in for Peter Schmidt and Favorita, the 5th. A great round from them. No jumping penalties. They were 2 seconds over the optimum time, so 0.8 of a time penalty to add. Means 32.8 is their total score. Into 3rd position on the overall leaderboard at the moment, pushing fellow German Matti Susinger back down into 4th place. Still leading the way, Matthew Love, DLS, Allegra, Coco Lani in 2nd with Porsche. But still plenty more riders to come forward. Number 45 to be exact. So Rafael Rodriguez Pastor here with Kairos K. Coming forward for the Spanish as Mariana Fischer Vetaiva into the latter stages of this track. Working their way round to the final water fence on this course. Really keeping a strong canter as they jump over that house, just taking it in their stride. As this looks to be our latest starter joining us out on track. It is Eileen de Rijder and Nono van Vastenhoven for Belgium. 34.4 was their dressage score. Unfortunately, a tumble there at the penultimate for Mariana Fischer and Vetaiva. So close to home for the pair, what a shame. So unfortunately that will be an elimination. I beg your pardon, that wasn't Mariana Fischer. In fact, we saw Rafael Rodriguez Pastor there with Kairos K take that tumble just a little bit earlier on. So what a shame for the Spanish pair. That's through the first combination on this course. Eileen de Rijder and Nono van Vastenhoven for Belgium.
And a fall for Mariana Fischer means an elimination. A fall as well at 9-8 ends the round for Rafael Rodriguez Pastor and Kairos K.
So in fact, it has been reported that it was Mariana Fischer and Rafael Rodriguez Pastor. They both fell on cross country. Mariana we saw there at the penultimate. Rafael at 9A, so 2 tumbles on track at very similar times. So how unfortunate for both riders. So it's only Eileen de Rijder and Nono van Vastenhoven on track at the moment.
27 is Eileen de Rijder from Belgium.
So we caught a glimpse there of Kairos K walking away, which is great to see.
53rd overnight, 34.4.
As Eileen and Nono van Vastenhoven make their way around to fence 9 here.
Lately with this whole 6th place in the 2-star long in
This tricky combination, the rails and then a sharp left-handed turn to this corner. Unfortunately activating, you see there's a yellow clip on that corner. That's been activated, so 11 penalties will be added there for the pair. Combination who stepped up to the junior level this year, just outside the top 20 at the Pony Europeans last year. That was Aileen riding Jo de la Grivadri. So fantastic to see these riders making that progression from ponies through to juniors, and hopefully we'll then go on to see them at the young rider level. And then from there, they are the riders that go on to become part of the senior championship teams representing their countries at European, World and Olympic Championships. Aileen de Rijder, non-event Varshoven. Here at the first water, carrying that 11 penalties from fence 9. Big jump out over 13A, which means they don't quite get the line they wanted to 13B, and that is a 20 penalties to add there. So coming around for their second attempt. Clear on that second time of asking. Here we just get the replay. They don't get the stride they want, and a huge jump then over element A, and just can't get the line for B. So we have a new starter joining us on course coming forward for Finland. It is B. Valgren and Baleno. This pair bringing forward a 39.1 for Finland, this 18-year-old chestnut gelding.
Some news from the track.
Finland just a team of 3, be their first rider to come out on track.
And one run out as well for this pair at 13B. 2-8, 2:28 for Finland, Bea Valgren and Finnish bred Baleno.
B. Valgren and Baleno, this combination who were at the Junior Europeans last year. They jumped clear cross country there in Montelibretti.
Is the dressage score.
And they've jumped clear here in the 2-star back in April. They are good cross-country jumpers, but we're back here with Aileen de Rijder and Nonne van Varshoven. Opting for the long route here at 16, as we've seen many riders choose. Especially after she's picked up her 20 penalties at 13 and the 11 penalties from fence 9. Or safely over the tricana there at 17. These single fences between these combination fences, known sometimes as let-up fences, just to allow the horses and riders almost have a bit of a breather before a more intense part of the course approaches them, like what they're about to come to now, which is the final water. They loop round towards that jump in. Just setting up and balancing, really taking her time to make sure she's got the right canter before this jump in, and a beautiful jump in.
Number 228 is starting.
Really taking that house on the mound in their stride, practically landing at the bottom of the hill as well.
Oleana Cohen and RCA Royal Mist, a pair representing Ireland, part of the Irish team.
Here we are with B. Valgren and Baleno. This is a combination who are very good cross-country. From 12 international runs, have only had 1 cross-country jumping penalty together. Just the final fence left now for Aileen de Rijder and Nonne van Varshoven. Over the last, the Belgian flag's back out again, which is great to see. They're carrying 31 penalties jumping, but we'll get the time very shortly. Well, underway now is the second of the team riders coming forward for Ireland. That was Oleana Cohen and RCA Royal Mist underway. They bring forward a 32.1 from the dressage. Heading round now to the rails at fence 4 for the pair, our latest starters on this course. Well, B. Valgren and Belena getting in close there at 13A and B, but she sat back, waited for the stride, and there's clear as a result of that. As Orlina Cohen, RCA Royal Mist, heading round to this combination 6A and B. Lining up for this skinny at 7. Beautiful job done. This 12-year-old mare, RCA Royal Mist, they've had 7 international runs together. And they've been clear inside the time on all of them. So be keeping an eye on Orlina Cohen. But B. Valgren here, safely through the water. Second water on this course of 3. So B. Valgren making her way down now to combination at 16. We've seen many riders take the long route here today. A few have taken the straight. We'll see what she's going to opt for. The first of the team riders out for Finland as well. So just a team of 3. She will be heading back to camp and giving the news of what's jumped well and what's been a little bit more challenging. She's opting for the straight route here. And clear over all 3 elements. Well, our latest starter underway here. Julia Oskarsson now on track with Jack Sparrow. 34.9 was a dressage score in 56th position overnight after the dressage. This 15-year-old gelding Jack Sparrow. Well, here with our Irish rider Orlina Cohen, RCA Royal Mist, and they are absolutely flying at the moment. We'll keep an eye on them for time because, as we said, they've been clear inside the time cross-country on all of their 7 international runs together. So a very, very competitive pair. Julia Oskarsson here. Jack Sparrow, Julia, who's been to Pony Europeans in 2022 when they were here in Strzegom. 24th place there. Orlina Cohen really flying through that second water. RCA Royal Mist looking incredibly keen. She's just having to shorten her reins and get her steering gear back in order before she heads off to her next fence at 15. B. Valgren, Baleno heading for home. 3 fences left for them now. Going for that straight route here at the penultimate. Safely over both those elements. Just the final fence for the first team rider for Finland. Look like a lovely round. We'll get a time for them shortly. Orlina Cohen, RCA Royal Mist, opting for the long route here at 16. They have looked ever so keen from the start of this track. Definitely not slowing down. Orlina, the second team rider for Ireland, 32.1 is what she comes on to cross country. If she's clear inside the time, she could sneak ahead of Coco Lani and Porsche. But problems on track, unfortunately. A run out there at fence 7 for Julia Oskarsson, Jack Sparrow for Sweden. So they're coming round for their second attempt. May look like they're actually going for the alternative there. Well, underway now. Kane van Hout comes forward for the Netherlands with WAPO 29.
So one run out there, number 7, the skinny for
Coming forward actually as individual riders. Kane van Hout, WAPO 29, 31.2 is their dressage score.
8 minutes and 2 seconds, that translates to 19.2 for the time.
So it times in for Vivalga and Baleno. They complete the course 8 minutes and 2 seconds, so 19.2 time penalties to add. 58.3 is their two-phase score into 16th position. Here, Orlina Cohen, RCA Royal Mist. Absolutely flying, heading round now to the final brush roll. Took a stride out there, pats down the neck for the Irish pair. And we'll have a time in, because if she's clear and inside the time, she could move up into second place individually. As we're here with Kane van Hout, WAPO 29 at the early stage of their course for the Netherlands, riding as individuals. Well, the time's in, and it was a great round for Orlina Cohen, RCA Royal Mist. Nothing to add jumping wise, no time penalties either. We said they were fast on the cross country, and they certainly lived up to that. Well inside that optimum time. I think the fastest of the day, so far 7 minutes and 9 seconds, 32.1 is what they finish on after 2 phases and into second place. So it's an Irish 1-2 individually at the moment, but issues on track, unfortunately, for Julia Oskarsson and Jack Sparrow. That's their second refusal on track now as they come round for the all-important third attempt. These riders allowed 3 stops on course. So unfortunately that will be an elimination there for Julia Oskarsson and Jack Sparrow for Sweden. So Kane van Hout, WAPO 29. AS over 6A and B, and very clearly opting for the long route for fence 7. This combination bringing forward a 31.2 in 20th after dressage. A 16-year-old gelding, WAPO 29. As our next rider to join us out the start box, it will be for Great Britain. Coming forward, it will be Annabelle Finston and Vendome Beats. Coming forward as individual riders for Great Britain, this 15-year-old gelding, they have a dressage score, very smart dressage score of 28.7 in 9th place after dressage. Vendome Beats, as we say, this 15-year-old gelding, Annabelle, who was at the Junior Europeans last year with her other ride, Grafels. Annabelle, who started her season off out in Spain, took her event horses out show jumping on the Sunshine Tour back in January. We see a lot of these top riders now opting to go out to Spain and jump their horses there. The likes of Tim and Janelle Price definitely send a fair few horses out there to start their season. Annabelle opting to do the same. Well, Kane van Hout, unfortunately, having a run out there at 13B. Just getting caught out by those skinny boat brushes. Plenty of people have today. They're on quite an angle, quite a challenging fence. So they come around for their second attempt. Well, no trouble on that second time of asking. That's Annabelle Finson, Vendome Beats successfully clear the first combination on course. That comes up at fence 5, the first 4 fences. Just relaxing the horses and riders into the cross-country course, beautifully designed by Marcin Konarski. Optimum time of 7 minutes 14 seconds.
Ta para holenderska wygrała w tym roku.
We've had 4 riders make the time so far today,
Zawodniczkę gościliśmy na Mistrzostwach Europy pony w Strzegomiu.
as we have
Drużynowo szóste
39
miejsce.
competitors left to join us on course. Annabelle Finstone now, Vendome Beats down here at 6A-B, that big jump off. She's got her eyes firmly on that skinny at 7. Beautifully done.
So one run out at fence number 13B, coming up with that big water for Kane.
So Kane Van Hoot Wapo 29
That's a 20 points penalty.
looks to have 40 penalties on the scorecard at the moment.
And number 233 should be coming up next for Spain, Lenon Mazer Barrios. And the 13-year-old Spanish mare Sidra
And taking the long route there at 16, but clear. Riding on and no trouble over the Trakehner there at 17.
So we have 233, Lenon Mazer Barrios and Sidra G.
Well, our next rider to join us out on track here it is Lenon Mazibarios and Sidraji.
31.7.
This combination bring forward a 31.7, 26th position after dressage. Annabelle Finstone here. Vendome Beats working their way down to the first water combination on this track. First of 3 water combinations.
Leon Mazer
Now how will she cope with these brush boats on an angle? They've caused a few issues today. She's bowled into the first. Really made it happen at the second. Some beautiful riding there. Cruising on over those 2.
startuje.
Back here with Kane Van Hoot and Wapo 29. 3 fences left for this pair.
7. miejsce w tym roku w długich 2 gwiazdkach w Madrycie.
Nicely into the water for a second time there for Annabelle Finstone, Vendome Beats. Looking very brave as they work their way down to fence 15. Well over the last there came Van Hoot riding as an individual for the Netherlands with Wapo 29. 40 penalties picked up on cross country, but we will get a time for you as soon as we have one in.
The time for Kane Van Houten with Guapo.
Back with Annabelle Finstone, Vendome Beats here at 16. Going for the long route. We've seen some of her other teammates take that direct route, but she's chosen the long route. Obviously what she feels is best for her and her horse.
Tane Van Hoyte.
Lovely job over all 3 elements and really taking a tight line to save some time to head back towards this Trakehner at 17.
Na krosie.
Here, one of our latest starters for Spain, opting for the long route there at 7. Lenon Mazabarios and Sidraji. Annabelle Finstone, Vendome Beats. Heading round to this table at 18. Time in for Kane Van Hoot, Wapo 29. 40 jumping penalties, 14.8 times, so a total, 2-phase total of 86 into 23rd position for them.
That happened at number 13B.
34,8 to
And here Annabelle Finstone into the final water. Got in close to that house on top of the hill, but they're clear. 3 fences left for the pair, riding as individuals for Great Britain.
Number 234 for Italy, Sofia Pini, and the Irish bred stallion.
Well, our latest starter underway, coming forward for Italy, it's Sofia Pini and Calgary, Kansas. 33.4 was their dressage score. Put them in 44th position overnight. Really powering on as they head round to this upright at fence 4. The pair who actually won here the junior 2-star long back in June, that was Sophia Pinney and Calgary, Kansas. So a time in for Annabelle Finstrom Vendome Beats. Wow, what a round it was from the individual rider. Clear jumping well inside the time, 7 minutes and 11 seconds it took them to complete the course. So that means they go into the lead on 28.7. Annabelle Finstrom now our new leader, Vendome Beats 28.7. Matthew Love, DLS Allegra for Ireland in second. Lena Cohen for Ireland as well in third. Well, this leaderboard really having a shake-up in this cross-country phase. It has Lennon Maza-Barrios and Sidra G safely through the second water on this course. The pair who were 7th in Madrid 2-star long in May. Sophia Pinney and Calgary, Kansas, really motoring around this track so far. Well, going well so far. Lennon Maza-Barrios, Sidra G coming down now to fence 16 here. Going for that straight route as our latest starter joins us for Germany as an individual rider. It is Jonna Sophie Schneier and Riemann Finnegan. They led for a very, very long time. In fact, there are leaders coming into the cross country here. 23.6. Looks like could have been a problem there for Lennon Maza-Barrios, Sidra G. Wait to get that confirmed, but Jonna Sophie Schneier, our overnight leader, now on track with Riemann Finnegan. As Sophia Pinney, Calgary, Kansas, pop into the water. So 20 penalties indeed for Lennon Maza-Barrios, and Sidra G picked up. And that would have been a 20 penalties, I believe, there for Sophia Pinney, Calgary, Kansas. Another one to be caught out by 13B. Well, what will we see from our overnight leader? Jonna Sophie Schneier. Riemann Finnegan for Germany. Sophia Pinney, Calgary, Kansas, carrying that 20 penalties, but in and clear over the second water. Riding as individuals for Italy.
That's a 20, and it's a 20 as well for Sophia Pinney in Calgary, Kansas, as they have difficulties with number 13B.
Here we are with Jonna Sophie Schneier, and what a shame they've had a run out there at 7, so that will be their lead slipping away there. 20 penalties picked up at that skinny. Many people have had a run out there. We saw it as well in our young rider class. Well, clear over the alternative route there. So all our riders out on track at the moment, currently carrying 20 penalties with them. This track proving to be a very influential one. Designed by Marcin Konarski.
Jonna Sophie Schneier, a więc nie utrzyma prowadzenia po ujeżdżeniu, 20 punktów karnych.
Well, here we have Sophia Pinney, Calgary, Kansas, motoring on towards the Trakehner at 17 as a time in for Lennon Maza-Barrios, Sidra G. They've just completed. They, of course, had that 20 penalties. Picked up 26 27.6 time, I should say. So a total of 79.3 into 24th position for them. As we turn our attention to an individual rider coming forward now for Romania, it is Abigail Yasmin Vaida and Merisuc 37. This 10-year-old grey come forward with a 32.7 in 38th position overnight after dressage. This pair, who were at the Junior Europeans last year, 64th place then. Cross country is a highlight for the pair. They've jumped clear cross country in all 6 international runs together. So let's hope we can make 7 today here in Strzegom. Coming to the latter stages of the track now. Sophia Pinney, Calgary, Kansas. Johanna Sophie Schneier here. Reemans Finnegan. Heading to the first of the 3 waters. Neatly popping in over 12 now, finding her line for 13A and B. Huge leap out the water, and unfortunately that means they lose their line to 13A and B. So that's a second run out on course for the pair. So going round for second attempt at this obstacle, actually choosing the alternative, which is a wise decision.
And one more run out for our dressage leader, Johanna Sophie Schneier, and
Well, clear on that second time of asking. So carrying 40 penalties with her at the moment, as Sophia Pinney jumps the last to complete her round for Italy as individuals, with Calgary, Kansas, 20 penalties picked out on course, as Abigail Yasmin Vaida and Merisuc clear over the first combination at fence 5 on this track. Well, opting for the longer route, the alternative route at 7 there. Abigail Yasmin Vaida and Merisuc just playing it safe to make sure she could try and come home with a clean sheet. She would have watched some other riders and seen that that fence 6 to 7 has caused issues. So timing for Sophia Pinney, Calgary, Kansas, 40 jumping penalties. So 18 time penalties to add as well. Total of 91.4. And they go into 26th position on the overall leaderboard. So here we have Johanna Sophie Schneier and Reemans Finnegan carrying that 40 penalties from their run out at 7 and then one at 13A as well, but safely through all elements of 16 and 17. Really opening up and galloping along the stretch. Some lovely galloping stretches here on this track in Strzegom. Some very intense parts, but also some beautiful long galloping parts and a bit of a wobble over that fence there for our latest starter, Sofia Laura Petranova and Furioso ULA. For Slovakia, individual riders coming forward with a 34.8 in 55th position overnight with this 9-year-old mare. Pair who were 65th at the Europeans last year. Johanna Sophie Schneier, Reemans Finnegan heading towards home as we have Abigail Yasmin Vaida Merisuc opting for the longer route here at the first water. She took the long route as well at 6 to 7. little bit of vocal encouragement, but they're clear through all 3 elements.
Z Rumunii uczestniczyła w zeszłorocznych Mistrzostwach Europy w Monte Libretti.
So Iona Sofia opted for the alternative route at the penultimate fence to make sure she finishes this cross-country track. 40 penalties, as we say, but we'll get a time in for the pair shortly. Well, looking very, very keen indeed is Sofia Lara Petronova Furioso. Problems on course, unfortunately, by looks of things for Abigail Yasmin Vida Merasuc. A refusal going into the second water. Looks like clear on that second attempt and clear over the brush in the water. So that will be 20 penalties picked up for the pair.
Number 14A, one runner there for number 236. That is for Romania, Abigail Yasmin Vida and Mersu.
So a time in for Iona Sofia Ryman's Finnegan. 40 jumping penalties, 24.8 time, 88.4 and into 26th position for the pair. While as one finishes, another starts. Millie Longton joins us now on course with Ardeo Fun Size. Pair coming forward with a 30.7 in 16th position overnight after the dressage. Is 14-year-old Irish sports horse gelding by Ramiro B. So that dressage is 30.4. If they're clear inside the time, that could be good enough to move them into second place, into that silver medal position at this current stage of competition. But let's wait and see how they get on over this Marcin Konarski track. This pair who placed third in the Junior 2-star at Nunny this year. Clear over the first couple of fences. As
8-16 to czas Iony Sofii.
here at the final water. I beg your pardon, at the first water it is, in fact, for Sofia Lara Petronova Furioso ULA. They really are attacking this cross-country course. They have 11 penalties on the scorecard at the moment, so that means they've activated a frangible device. These frangible devices popped into cross-country a few years ago as a safety measure, help improve the safety of our sport. We're always keen on improving the safety of the cross-country. But it does mean 11 penalties if one of those pins is activated. Unfortunately, a run out there for Sofia and Furioso ULA. So she will come round for her second attempt. Oh, unfortunately, a second run out on track. So these riders only allowed 3 run outs on the cross-country course.
Laury Petranowej na koniu Furioso, to para słowacka.
Well, unfortunately not to be for the pair, as 3 run-outs on track does mean an elimination. So they will be walking home. So what a shame, as we have now Abigail coming forward with Merasuc just to the final fence as they pop the last to complete their round. We'll get a time in for them shortly, but here's them at the penultimate, unfortunately picking up a 20 penalties there. So that's 2 run-outs on course for them. So we get their confirmed score very shortly. Banan Koch joins us now on course for the Netherlands. Canna, there he is, as we're into what I believe is our 3rd rotation of team riders in this junior competition. In fact, she's coming forward as an individual rider, bringing forward a 30.6 in 14th position overnight. He's there at the early stages of this track, this 17-year-old gelding by Veron. So now we're going to hear from our new leader on the cross country from Great Britain. It is Annabelle Finston.
Annabelle Kingston is here with me. Hello, Annabelle.
Hello.
Lovely to see you here and lovely to have you here. Is it your first time here in Poland?
Yes, yeah, my first time. Really excited to be here.
How do you like it? How do you like the cross country? Is it hard?
It was hard. Definitely a really good championship track. You know, lots of questions throughout. But it was such a great opportunity to be here and to kind of get the experience over a course like that. It was really special.
As a team, you've going really, really well.
Yeah, I think my teammates have gone really well. Very exciting.
How do you feel about tomorrow then?
Yeah, getting excited now. Got to sort of enjoy the moment today and just now start focusing on performing well tomorrow. Yeah.
Could you share the story with me? How did you start in the sport? How did you all begun?
Well, I have an older sister who sort of always really liked horses, and my mum was quite horsey, and so I sort of from quite a young age was sort of around them a bit, and then I got sort of my first pony and started doing a bit, and then did some pony trials, and now into juniors, and yeah, sort of just keep progressing and just loving every minute of it.
And what do you like the most in your sport, in eventing? It's a quite tough sport.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it so special. It is hard sometimes and it's tricky, but it's sort of days like this which sort of make you sort of love it even more. It just reminds you of sort of why we do such an amazing sport, and to be able to be out there with our horses, it's just, they try so hard for us, so it's really special.
So what is your goal now?
I think just going to try and focus in on tomorrow and then see how that goes, and hopefully we'll do a good performance and just kind of keep progressing next year's young riders. So I'm hopefully going to give that a crack and just keep doing the sport.
Is there one word which you can describe your horse? It's so hard.
It's overwhelming now, but very special. He's one in a million, and just so proud of him today.
One last thing, what is your dream for the future?
I mean, to get up to the top of the sport will be pretty special, and to feel like I've kind of been progressing up the levels at the moment, and I just want to keep pushing and see where we can go.
Okay, finger crossed for that. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us, and stay with us here in Strzegom.
Well, lovely to hear from our current leader there, Annabelle Finston for Great Britain. As Ancoke Canna, there he is now on track at this first water, beautifully ridden through the two offset boathouses that have caused issues throughout today. Heading towards the end of the track now, Millie Longdon, Ardeo Fun Size, looks from the scoreboard like they've picked up a 20 penalties out on track as they work their way round towards the final water on course. As our latest starter is underway, coming forward for Norway, it is Hans Oliver Dallenboa and Jelup. This combination moved forward a 43 from the first phase. As we're back with Millie Longdon, Ardeo Fun Size. Nicely through that water, that final water. Just 3 fences left now for this pair as they approach the combination, the final combination at the end. Just taking her foot off the gas after her 20 penalties, just making sure they get home safely, riding as individuals for Great Britain. Little bit of a stutter. She did well to make sure she was clear over that first element there. Just the final fence left for the pair as they jump the last to complete their round. She looks absolutely delighted to have crossed the finish line, and quite rightly so. It's some achievement to even be competing here at these Junior European Championships. Here for Norway as an individual rider, Hans Oliver and Jelup. absolutely flying over the skinny at the bottom of the hill there at 7. As underway, our latest starter, and on to our third rotation of team riders. It is Pip van der Sar joining us now on track with Debbie. 30.8 was their dressage score, in 17th position overnight after the dressage. While here a fellow rider from the Netherlands, Ankook Canna, there he is, edging towards the end of this track, safely through the final water. As we are back now, and unfortunately a partner of company there for Hans Oliver Boer and Jaloop. Great to see Hans up on his feet though, and looking okay. As Ankook turns towards the finish line, absolutely delighted with her round, as you can see a look at the watcher punch of the air. So much excitement, she doesn't know what to do with herself, but a fantastic performance from them as a time for Millie Longdon and Ardeo Fun Size comes in. 20 jumping penalties, 36 time. So 84.3 into 26th position on our scoreboard so far. So we only have one rider out on track at the moment. That's Pip van der Sar and Debbie, the third team rider coming forward for the Netherlands. Debbie, this 13-year-old mare, this combination who were top 50 individually last year at the Junior Europeans. And are very strong on this cross country. From 11 international runs, they've jumped clear 10 times. So let's see how they tackle this track today. Making their way round now to 6, this skinny rail off the drop. And she's opting for the straight route to 7. And she has a big jump over that and they're clear. Well, a time is in for a fellow teammate, Ankook Canna. There he is. What a fantastic round from the pair. No jumping penalties. Well inside that optimum time of 7 minutes and 14 seconds. So she finishes 30.6 into the silver medal position individually for Anne Canna. There he is. What a phenomenal performance from that individual from the Netherlands. This competition really hotting up. So as it stands, Annabelle Finston still out in front with Vendome Beats 28.7. Ankook moved there into second place, and Matthew Love, DLS Allegra, down into third. Well, our next riders join us out on track is Levante Girardi and Walcheria del Tigelo. 31.4 was the dressage score. This pair who are in 21st position overnight, a new partnership this year. But it's been a very successful start to their career together. They've always been inside the top 10 in their 3 international runs that they've had together. Just settling into their rhythm as they head down to this skinny at fence 3. So we're on to our third rotation of team riders. Here we are with Pip van der Sar and Debbie for the Netherlands. Into the first water, lining up now for these offset brushes. No trouble over them. It does look like they've picked up a 20 penalties out on track. So Pip van der Sar carrying at 20 penalties now. Levante and Walcheria de Tilo. Heading round to this influential fence at fence 6. Opting to go straight. You could see he had his eyes set on that skinny and a beautiful jump over that. No trouble at all there for the pair. Pip van der Sar back into the water for a second time. This water area quite an intense part of the course for the horses and riders, but that causes them no trouble at all. As our next rider to join us out on track will be the 13 rider for Poland, Karolina Miss. Coming forward with Gojak, pair who had a 31.6 yesterday in the Dressage 25th. That left them overnight. And a very cute hat silk with a little bear on. Well, Pip van der Sar and Debbie here at 16, opting for the alternative route. Safely over all 3 elements there. Riding very positively down to this Trakehner at 17 and taking a flying jump there. As underway for Poland, Karolina Miss and Gojak. Poland, who have had 2 successful rounds already today. This is their 3rd team rider coming forward. They've had 2 riders finishing, one on 37.2, one 37.6. Well, some impressive riding there from Levante Girardi and Walcheria del Tilo. As Pip van der Sar and Debbie approach the final water on this track. 3 waters on this cross-country course. 22 numbered fences. Optimum time 7 minutes 14 seconds. We've actually had 7 riders jump clear inside the time at this current stage of competition, with 28 more riders to come forward. Well, Pip van der Sar and Debbie crossing the finish line there. The 3rd team rider for the Netherlands picking up 20 penalties out on track, but we'll get a time to you very shortly for them, as Karolina Miss, Gojak here at 6A and B. Very neatly off those 2 elements and then over that skinny brush with no trouble at all. As now she approaches 9. This is a very tricky combination. The skinny rail that drops them down, and then they have to swing left-handed to a corner. Levante Girardi and Walcheria de Tilo into the latter stages of this track. Clear over the Trakehner at 17. Going clear so far as well. As our latest starter joins us, Anna Balkrova and Kanos for the Czech Republic come out on course. The pair with a 34.3 yesterday, 52nd position. That put them overnight. So opting for the longer route at the first water here. Karolina Miss and Gojak. flying out over that final element. Looking very bold so far for the team. Well, Pip van der Sam's time is in with Debbie. 20 jumping penalties picked up, 21.2 time. So a two-phase total of 72 and into 23rd position on our individual leaderboard. Well, just one fence left now for Levante Girardi for Italy. And Moishiria del Tigelo. 31.4 was the score they came into cross-country with. So could climb right up the leaderboard. In fact, could go into third if they're clear inside the time. We'll wait and see for that time to come in. Well, a great job there from Carolina Miss and Go Jack at that second water. They're now bounding down and flying over 15. Opting to go straight here. Bit of a stumble over element B, but she did well to retain her balance. She kept her eyes set on that C element. So far, so good for the pair. Still on a clear round. Quick look at the watch. Check what she's like for time. That optimum time, 7 minutes and 14 seconds. She makes her way round to the table here. At 18. So a time is in for Levante Girardi, who was our last finisher, and Walteria del Tiglo. No jumping penalties, 6.8 time. They completed the course 7 minutes 31 seconds. 38.2 the two-phase score, into 12th place at the moment. Well, our latest starter to join us on course, coming forward with Allegra for Bulgaria, it is Elena Kaskova. They come forward with a dressage score of 34.9 in 56th position overnight. Just one fence left now for Carolina Miss, Go Jack. They could come home with a clear on the jumping. They'll be absolutely delighted. She looks ecstatic with that round. Some superb cross-country riding out there from the pair. As Anna Balkarova Kanos now here it come into the first water.
31,6, a w naszej ekipie została jeszcze mistrzyni Polski Zuzanna Społowicz. Jeszcze można wynik polskiej reprezentacji poprawić, ale jak na razie jest bardzo dobrze.
Another great round for the home nation. Carolina Miss and Go Jack clear on the fences and clear inside the time in 7 minutes and 8
So an
seconds.
incredible round from Carolina Miss and Go Jack, who we've just seen cross the finish line. She'll be absolutely delighted. There was a reason she looked so happy. She was clear and well inside that optimum time. 7 minutes and 8 seconds it took her to complete the course. 31.6 is what she finishes on, into individual third position on the leaderboard, pushing Martha Hall, KBIS Starburst back into fourth. So it's Annabelle Finston still out in front in first position with 28.7, and Coke in second with 30.6. Carolina Miss, Go Jack, 31.6 in third. Wow, it's really hotting up now. As we head into our final few riders, well, into the third rotation of team riders we're in now.
Clear all the way up until
As we
15.
see Anna Balkarova Kanos
Balcarova
here
and the Polish
at,
bred
fence
Kanos
16,
competing
drifting a
for the
little
Czech
bit to the
Republic.
left over that, but clear and now taking
And we
the
welcome number 246
alternative route,
for
as we've
Great
seen
Britain,
most
for our
riders
British
take
team,
so far
Araminta
today.
Spencer Churchill and Irish breadsman Ned's Legacy, a horse by Quick Step. 40th overnight individually, riding with 33.
Well,
So
heading
there
on
counts.
now up to this Trakehner at 17, Anna Balkarova and Kanos. 34.3 was their dressage score, but now we turn our attentions to the third team rider for Great Britain. Coming forward now, it's Araminta Spencer Churchill and Ned's Legacy. They bring forward a 33 from the first phase, put them in
Elena
40th
Kosakowa z
position
Bułgarii,
after
to
dressage
czwarta zawodniczka
with this
mistrzostw dzieci
this
krajów
11-year-old Irish
bałkańskich.
sports horse mare.
Wtedy drugie
by
miejsce
Quick Step.
z drużyną w konkurencji ujeżdżenia. I jechała wtedy
Now,
też na
combination
tym koniu
who
Allegra.
are very good jumpers, and we'll keep an eye on for the time. They've been double clear in
Była w
all
Strzegomiu.
5 of their international runs
Dziewiąte
together,
miejsce w krótkich, dwóch gwiazdkach.
and they've also been inside the time in each
I
and
czwarte
every one
miejsce
of
na
them.
dwugwiazdkowych długich
The pair
zawodach w
won
Rumunii
the
w lipcu
Osberton
tego
two-star
roku.
short on 26.7 last year.
I ruszyła ekipa Wielkiej
So we'll
Brytanii.
definitely keep an eye on Araminta Spencer Churchill, known to be ever so speedy on
Trzecim
the cross
zawodnikiem
country, but coming
Wielkiej
towards
Brytanii
the
jest
end of their
Araminta
track now.
Spencer Churchill na
That
koniu
was Anna Balkarova and Kanos
Legacy.
for the Czech Republic. Here for Bulgaria, Elena
Trzecie
Kosakowa and
miejsce
Allegra,
w Alnwick w lipcu
opting for the
tego
alternative
roku
route
w
at the
krótkich
first water.
dwóch gwiazdkach.
We've seen riders say take every kind of route possible at these fences.
Wynik
And these later
ujeżdżeniu
riders would have had an opportunity to watch some of our earlier riders, have a look at what fences might cause issues and how they're riding, and then change their plan accordingly. And of course, as these team riders will have fellow teammates go out earlier, and that's the job of being a pathfinder and trailblazer, is to go out and get information and feed it back to the team so everybody can make a decision on how they feel it is best to attack this course.
8 minutes 7 seconds. The time for Anna
We're taking the long
Balcarova
route
from
as
the
well
Czech
at the
Republic, riding
second water there
Kanos.
for Victoria, no, beg your pardon, for Elena and Allegra from Bulgaria. Araminta Spencer Churchill working her way around to fence 10 and 11 as Matti Garlis and Ludwig 282 join us now out on track. For Germany, the third team rider coming forward for Germany.
Kosakowa z Bułgarii i Araminta Spencer Churchill z Wielkiej Brytanii.
.247 on the back for Matti Garlichs.
Well, here at
German rider
fence 16,
and the 12-year-old
going well
German
so
gelding
far.
Ludwig by light on out of a dam by the
Kosakowa
thoroughbred time
and
a start,
Allegra
riding
as Araminta
30.6.
Spencer Churchill, Ned's Legacy at this first water. Araminta doing very well to get the two strides between that
Matti Garlichs was a
combination,
part of
really
that,
working for it, but it paid
gold
off.
medal winning team last year. 17th individually. In 2022, bronze medal with the team in the Junior Europeans, individually 10th with this horse this year. Third position in the two-star long in Lumilan.
So Araminta Spencer Churchill absolutely flying through that second water combination, kicking on as she works her way down to the let-up fence at 15 there. So here is our latest starter, Matti Garlick and Ludwig 282. Pair with a whole heap of success at the junior and young rider level. Well, in fact, they've just taken that step up to young riders this year at the junior level. They were 10th individually in 2021 and 2022, 17th in 2023. Also part of the gold medal winning team last year. And continuing their fine form at the young rider level in 14th position overnight for them, while taking the long route here at 16, Araminta Spencer Churchill, Ned's Legacy, making sure they can bring back that clean sheet for the British team, who were sat in 4th spot after the dressage. Ned's Legacy really galloping strongly, still galloping strongly, plenty of petrol still in the tank as they find their way round towards the final water combination on this course. Time in for Elena Kaskova, who finished a few moments ago in Allegra. No jumping penalties, 40.4 time, so 75.3 is the two-phase score, and into 28th position for them. Here we see them at the final stages of their track, flying all the way to the end for the pair.
Finished their cross-country round in 8 minutes.
Absolutely fantastic round for them as Matti Garlis and Ludwig 282. This pair who were third in the Lamoulan 2-star in June this year. Very nicely over the two offset brush houses. That's our latest starter there for France, May Rinaldi and Kirwan. They came forward with a 28.2. They were 7th place overnight after dressage.
6 minutes and 56 seconds. Clear and inside the time, and a very fast round.
Well, the time is in for Araminta Spencer Churchill and Ned's Legacy. Well, I said to you before we started that they were a pair that were very fast across the country. Fastest of the day, 6 minutes 56 seconds, a phenomenally fast round from the pair. So nothing to add to that dressage score of 33 into 9th place individually, and that will be a great score for the British team. As for the French, they're riding well. That was May Rinaldi and Kirwan. As Matti Garlis, we're back with him taking the straight route here at fence 16. Well, it looks Matti has just stopped. Looks like he had a bit of a tack malfunction. Then decided to start again. Well, I'm glad he's sorted his stirrup out. Back underway. No penalties for that, just the clock still ticking. So, yeah, he's conscious of his time, looking down at his watch, thinking, did I have time for that adjustment or not? Well, the next rider to join us out on track, Richard Gomez Verdugo, Gomez Poms, 23.07 for Spain, 33.7 was their dressage score in 47th position overnight.
Number 248 on the course is for France. It is
as they head out on track for Spain, as we say. The pair who've jumped clear cross country in all 4 of their international runs together. Just come back off of a 3rd place in Madrid in the 2-star long back in May.
9-year-olds Dutch bred gelding Kirwan here, 7th overnight with 28.2. We remember that rider very well here in Strzegom, as she was the individual
So here for France, May Rinaldi getting a bit of an awkward jump there at 13A, still managing to make it out clear over 13B with Kirwan. Let's just have a little look at what happened here. Little bit of a stutter and a miscommunication on the striding. She did very well to stay in balance and come out the other side of that. May, who was the individual pony European champion in 2022 with Boston de Verdun. This pair had 5 international runs together and they've only been outside the top 2 once. Well, she's just readjusting herself after that. 28.2 is the score she comes on to cross country. And if she's clear inside the time, could well take the lead in this Junior European Championship so far. Out in front, Annabelle Finsten Vendome be at 28.7. Better times just come in for Germany's Matti Garlis Ludwig 2.82. The pair, phenomenal round, clear jumping. And inside the time, even with a little stop for tack malfunction. So finish on 30.6 into second place, into that silver medal position for them. So what a round for them and Team Germany. Well, 20 penalties we saw picked up there from Richard Gomez-Verdugo, Kermez Poms at 6-8. May Rinaldi and Kirwan really riding strong into the final few sections of this course. As we say, they'll be keeping an eye on their watch because they could well take over the lead. As our next rider joins us on track, it is Lees Matten and Kenzo van Varsenhoven. 34.1 was the dressage score for the pair and 49th after cross country. This 14-year-old gelding. The pair who took the win at Le Grand in May. They've never had a cross-country jumping penalty from 9 international runs. Let's hope today we can make that 10 from 10. As they clear over the first couple of fences on this track. Heading for home now, May Rinaldi, Kirwan. Huge leap off the house on the mound. Just 3 jumping efforts left for them. As they come round to approach this skinny brush on that angle, lining up for the skinny, nicely done. Just the final fence for May Rinaldi. Absolutely delighted with that round. We'll wait and see. We'll wait with anticipation as to what her time will be. Well, the time is in for May Rinaldi already, and Kirwan clear jumping. They picked up 2 time penalties. That's only 5 seconds over that optimum time. So that means they finish on 30.2 into second place, just ahead of Matti Garlis Ludwig 2.82, who's just completed. Annabelle Finsten Vendome be out, still out in front with 28.7.
And the time for May Rinaldi, 7 minutes 19 seconds.
And only 2 riders to come can potentially knock her off that top spot. They've had 3 riders, so it is still all to play for on cross country as we enter into our final 21 riders. So Richard Gomez-Verdugo, Kermez Poms successfully negotiated the 2 water combinations there. As Lees Matten and Kenzo van Varsenhoven work their way into the woods before they head round to the combination at 9A and B.
7:19 to czas francuski, a więc
Here,
tylko 2 punkty za
me
przekroczenie normy
are here
czasu, 5
with
sekund za długo
Richard
pokonywała
Gomez
ten
Verdugo.
cross, ale to tak czy inaczej
Gomez
daje
Poms.
dobry rezultat.
Down to 16.
Teraz Ricardo Gomez
Bit of
Verdugo
a
z Hiszpanii.
staggered jump over that first element, going for the straight route over the skinny,
Maton z
eyeing up the corner here, but unfortunately pick up a refusal, so 2 refusals on track at the moment. So that's 40 penalties on the scorecard as it stands.
Rodrigo
No trouble
Gomez
on that
Verdugo
second
ma
time of asking.
wyłamanie na przeszkodzie 6A.
Now they head to this chicane here at 17.
Maton Lise na koniu Kenzo jedzie dla ekipy Belgii.
Willies Matten, Kenzo van
Kenzo
Farsenhoven.
Vivaldi, koń urodzony w Belgii.
Safely in the first water and out the other side very neatly over those offset houses that have caused plenty of issues today.
Number 250, it is for the Belgian team, Lise Maton and Kenzo van Farsenhoven. 14-year-old Belgian gelding by Vivaldi de Seigneur. Out of by Cheyenne de Bourgie. 34.1, 49th overnight.
So here, Leeds Matten powering on out of the water for the second time. That's coming to the third and final water now. Richard Gomez Verdugo for Spain.
Meanwhile, is Rita Varala.
Just 3 fences left for this combination to complete their round. As this is our latest starter, joining us on track clear over 6A and B, opting for the long route round to 7. It is Rita Varala coming forward for Finland with Luke B.
Ruszyła Rita Varala na koniu Like B. 15 miejsce w tym roku w Strzegom.
Elise Matten, Kenzo van Farsenhoven
Drugi dwugwiazdka.
into the latter stages of this track. As here with Richard Gomez Verdugo at the final combination on track. Just the final fence left for this pair.
Bezbłędnie.
Over the last to complete their round, and we can already see the Belgium support crew getting ready with their flags, because Elise Matten into the final section of the course, heading round to this final water combination. As they head towards the end, Alex Connors joins us out on track with OLS King Aragon. The third team rider coming forward for Ireland. They bring forward a 28.3 and in 8th place overnight, but it looks like there has been trouble there for Rita Varala and Luque B at fence 9B, that corner question. So it looks like there'll be 20 penalties on the cards for them. As the time's in for Richard Gomez Verdugo and Kermez Pons, 40 jumping penalties, 28.8 times, so 2-phase score there of 102.5 as crossing the finish line with Elise Matten, Kenzo van Farsenhoven.
Czas 8:26, 2 wyłamania, razem na krosie 68,8.
Making her way down to the first water combination, Rita Varala and Luque B. Taking the alternative route here, carrying out 20 penalties from fence 9.
Trzeciego w ekipie Irlandii, Alex Connors na koniu King Aragon. Dobre umieszczenie, wykonanie 28. pozycja.
Very neatly through that first water loop back round, and the second one fast approaching as Alex Connors OLS King Aragon down at 6A and B. You can see from her eyes eyeing up that skinny at 7, and beautiful jump over the skinny. This pair, you've had 6 international runs together, clear cross-country jumping and inside the time in all 6 of them. So we'll be keeping a very close eye on them because of a score of 28.3. They could in fact go into the gold medal position individually. So all eyes on Alex Connors at the moment as she heads out on cross-country. She's no stranger to doing well at Youth Europeans. She was part of the Pony European bronze medal team in 2019. Well, Rita Varala and Luke B heading on down now towards the combination at 16. As our next starter waiting to join us on track, Hilda Olofsson, and amazing still for Sweden. Second team rider for Sweden. Sweden just a team of 3. 36.9 was her dressage score. She was in 62nd overnight.
62nd position after dressage riding with 36.9.
Well, we see Rita Varala here safely through fence 16, heading round to the Tricana here, 17.
Hilda Olofsson na koniu Amazing Steel po Ogierze Rambo, koń wyładowany w Szwecji.
Alex Connors now back on our screens of OLS King Aragon. Good jump into the water. She really makes sure the engine's still powering through. She comes out the other side to these offset skinnies. Got that 2 strides beautifully between the 2. She's conscious of the time, making sure she's still powering on all the way. As here our latest starter, Hilda Olofsson and Amazing Steel. This is just their second international together as a pair. Their first was actually here in Strzegom back in June in the 2-star long when they finished 11th. They jumped clear cross country there. Alex Connors still pushing on as she's clear of the second water on this track. Working her way around to the final water now, Rita Varala, Luke B for Finland.
To zawodniczka, która zdobyła brązowy medal Mistrzostw Europy Pony w Strzegomiu w roku 2019. Na tym koniu w zeszłym roku wygrała juniorski konkurs.
Hilda Olofsson, amazing still. Going for the straight route here at 6 and flying over that skinny at 7. They were locked on a few strides back. As unfortunately problems for Rita Varala and Luke B at the penultimate fence, so they come back round for a second attempt. It's Alex Connors and OLS King Aragon opting for the alternative route here at 16, and then taking a very swift turn to save every second she can to get back to 17, because of course if she's clear inside the time she will be our new leader. So it's all to play for Alex Connors, for both the Irish team and individually, as Rita Varala, Luke B cross the finish line now with 40 penalties to add, but I'm sure we'll have a time shortly for the pair.
We just had the countdown for
Alex Connors riding like a pro so far as she heads round to the first water fence. As for Germany, out the box comes Ella Kruger and Konings Boller, this 12-year-old thoroughbred gelding, in 5th position after dressage, a phenomenal score of 27.3. Actually coming forward as individuals for Germany.
Dlaczego nie znalazła się w oficjalnej ekipie Niemiec? Zabrakło tam dla niej miejsca.
Alex Connors here, heading towards home. Just one fence left for her as she eyes up the brush, takes a lovely leap and is kicking on. Now this could be a very, very influential score. She came in on 28.3. Let's see how close she is to that optimum time. They're a speedy combination. They've always been clear inside the time internationally so far. Let's hope that streak continues today. As at this first water hit, Hilda Olofsson, an amazing steal, unfortunately picking up a run out there. So they're come round for a second attempt. She's just regaining some control. To jest wynik Alex Connors. Ella Kruger here with Conan's baller for Germany on that great score of 27.3. The pair who was 7th in the 2-star long in Le Moulin in June. Well, unfortunately, a second run out at that combination there for Hilda Olofsson. An amazing steal. Does look like she's decided to retire. Looked like she popped her hand up. Some very mature riding from these juniors today. So, yeah, it has gone down that she has decided to retire.
Rezygnacja Hildy Olofsson ze Szwecji.
Well, we have a time in for Alex Connors, OLS King Aragon. Well, what a phenomenal round it was from the pair. Clear round inside the time, 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Nothing to add to that dressage score, 28.3. Our new leaders, Alex Connors, OLS King Aragon for Ireland. Well, it's still all to play for because Ella Kruger's out on course with Conan's ball at 27.3 was their dressage score, so they could even sneak into the lead in a few moments' time. We'll see how they get on across the country. As we have a new rider joining us on track, Landa van der Broek and Quincy VBD for Belgium. Coming forward as individual riders. Absolutely flying so far for Ella Kruger. Conan's ball up 27.3, as we mentioned, their dressage score there. Landa van der Broek out on course with this 8-year-old mare. Combination who are regularly in the top 25 at this level.
255 for Belgium.
Huge jump over that roll top in the water there for Ella Kruger. Conan's ball up. Looking as bold and as confident as ever over the halfway mark of this track.
That's the stallion of
Landa van der Broek and Quincy VBD over the first combination. First combination coming at fence 5 in this junior European track. First 4 fences allowing them to settle into a rhythm, get into the flow of cross country, and then the first challenge there at 5. This next fence has been a bit of a challenge for some people. 6A and B has been okay, but the fence 7 at the bottom of the hill. There is an alternative route that riders can choose to take, which a few people have. Ella Kruger, Conan's baller, not slowing down through combination at 16 there, keeping their foot firmly pressed on that accelerator, knowing full well that they could go into an individual gold medal position if they're clear inside the time on cross country. Well, here, Landa van der Broek, Quincy VBD here at fence 6. Very nicely over that direct route with that skinny arrowhead brush at 7. Ella Kruger, Conan's Baller working their way around to the final water combination. As Giulio-Strzegom joins us now on track for France and Cassari-Dahans.
At 10th place with 29.3.
Giulio-Strzegom and Cassari-Dahans bring forward a dressage score of 29.3.
She was part of that team that scored
This
the
11-year-old Hanoverian chestnut mare.
last year's European Championships in Montelibreti, individually placing 24th.
Pair part of the bronze medal winning team last year in Montelibreti, 24th as a combination. They only have 4 international runs together, but have jumped clear inside the time on all of those. So definitely one to watch. With a score of 29.3, we'll be keeping a close eye because they could make their way into the top 3. Problems, unfortunately, there at the first water for Landa van der Broek and Quincy VBD.
Francuska, a w zeszłym roku była w ekipie, która zdobyła medal brązowy.
So they come round for their second attempt, taking the alternative route on the second time of asking. So 20 penalties to add to their scorecard there. As we have had a time in for Ella Kruger, Conan's Baller. What a round it was for them. 6 minutes 56 seconds. A very speedy round as well. The same time as Araminta Spencer Churchill for Great Britain and Ned's Legacy. 2 fastest times of the day. So well inside that optimum time, 27.3. They go into the lead on our individual scoreboard. So it's Germany out in front. Alex Connors in the silver medal position. Annabelle Finston in third. So here we see Giulio-Strzegom and Cassari-Dahans. 29.3. If they're clear inside the time, it could be good enough to put them into 4th place. This Junior European Championship's so tight, the scoring. Every second counts, and it will pay a big impact when it comes to show jumping tomorrow. So we only have 15 more competitors left to go. And Landa van der Broek, Quincy VBD. Here we're at fence 16, carrying the 20 penalties, but safely through that combination there. Working their way up to the brush, no trouble for them. As our latest starter joins us on course riding for Denmark. It is the turn of Mia Reinhold-Carew and Holly's Bally. This 12-year-old mare debuts a good test yesterday, 37.1 in 63rd position. As we see Giulio-Strzegom, Cassari-Dahans at this first water. Hesitant over A at 13, but got the long stride out over B. Have picked up a 20 penalties, we see. So they are carrying that with them. Working their way back round to the second water as through the final one, Landa van der Broek, Quincy VBD. Unfortunately, getting close to that skinny. They were clear, but a little bit of an awkward jump there, a bit of a stride miscommunication there from Giulio-Strzegom. But she pats down the neck for Kosari Dahan. She knows that she's helped her out. Mia Reinhold Carew. Holy's Bally flying down that 6A and B and 7 combination.
257.
Julio Sugin, Kosari Dahan's making their way down to fence 16. Opting to go for the alternate route. No problems there for the pair. So 3 riders out on track at the moment. Lou Furvis round with Kosari Dahan's.
63. miejsce.
As Landa van der Broek, Quincy VBD have crossed the finish line. We'll have a time for them shortly as Leonie Sagner joins us with Space Jet coming forward for Austria as individuals. 38.2 was their dressage score. Space Jet, this 20-year-old gelding, the oldest horse in the field. The pair who were at the Junior Europeans last year and finished just outside the top 20.
65th overnight, 38.2.
You've had 4 top 10 placings at the 2-star level.
Leonie Sagner z Austrii z numerem 258 i koń Space
So
Jet.
time in for Landa van der Broek, Quincy VBD. You had the 20 penalties out on course. So 23.2 time penalties also picked up there. 75.3 is their two-phase score into 35th position. While here at our first water, Mia Reinhold Carew, Holy's Bally, safely through all the elements there, going the direct route as well. It's 3 from home now. Lou and Kosari Dahan's carrying that 20 penalties, but the rest of the round has looked very, very good indeed for this individual from France. Back with Mia Reinhold Carew. Into the water for a second time, nicely out over that B element. They don't look like they're particularly got their foot flat on the accelerator. As I say that, they pick up a little bit of pace. However, they're clear so far, and that's what matters. This course has caused a lot of issues on track. So a clear round could put them in a very, very useful position. Leonie Sagner, a Space Jet here, swiftly over 6A, B and 7. The pair who have had 9 international runs at the 2-star level, and they've made the time 7 times. So ones to watch there, Leonie Sagner's Space Jet. Now kicking on towards 17 there. There's Mia Reinhold Carew and Holy's Bally. Is about to start out of the box. An individual rider for Italy. And that is Caterina Rumi and Aureliana. They're about to be let out the box with a dressage score of 31.1 in 19th position overnight.
This is the last individual rider. Good luck to Caterina Rumi from Italy with 8-year-old Italian mare.
They'll be our last individual before we move on to our final rotation of team riders.
A potem zaczną się wielkie emocje związane z walką drużynową, bowiem zobaczymy ostatnich w zespołach.
To make their way down over the first few fences on this track. The pair who took the 2-star long win in Bretoni back in May. We're here with Space Jet, our oldest horse in the field, Leonie Sagner. This 20-year-old Space Jet. through that first water with ease. This pair eating up the course at this early stages, heading round now for the second water. As Mia Reinhold-Karut, Holly's Bally heading for home. Just one fence left for them. Over the last has individual riders for Denmark. Back with Leone for Austria. Space Jet. No trouble at all for them. Over that second water combination.
25.6 for the cross country. Our last individual rider for Italy, this is Caterina Rumi with Aureliana, the winners of this year's two-star long in May in Pratoni del Vivaro. 8th position for this pair.
Well, our final individual rider here for Italy. Going well so far at this early stages. Caterina Rumi, Aureliana, just a little bit of a hesitant jump over 6A, the rail there. Getting close and clear out over 7, that skinny. Here, Leone and Space Jet still jumping as bold as ever. Time is in for Lou, Julio Segun and Kosari Dahans. 20 jumping penalties, but only 5.6 time. They were absolutely flying. So 54.9 there at two-phase score into 26th position. And also a time for Mia Reinhold-Karut. Lovely round from them with Holly's Bally. No jumping penalties, only 2.4 time. That's just 6 seconds over that optimum time. So 39.5 their score, and into 20th position as individual riders for Denmark, as we're on to our fourth and final team rotation. Senna van Hoek now joins us with Calgary 92 coming forward for the Netherlands. Calgary 92, this 9-year-old gelding, they bring forward a dressage score of 32.6. The pair who were 13th at the Junior Europeans last year, they finished on their dressage score of 32 there. Known to be a fast combination on cross-country, have made the cross-country time in their last 6 international runs.
Let's just take a look at the team leaderboard after the first 3 riders. Ireland are in the lead with 60.2, in second Germany.
So now we've had 3 riders complete. We're on to our 4th team rotation. And how do the team standings look at the moment? Ireland out in front, Germany in second, Great Britain currently in third, with 1 rider left to go for each. Home nation of Poland not far behind in 4th, so all to play for our final riders out on track.
Zawodnik zajął 13. miejsce indywidualnie w zeszłorocznych Mistrzostwach Europy w Monte.
So Caterina Rumi and Aureliana here at the second water.
Strzegom Spring Open w kwietniu.
Not quite getting the stride they would have wanted over that skinny. She saw a longer one, and Aureliana just chipped in a stride. That's coming towards home now. Space Jet and Leonie Saga.
For today's test. And Leonie Sagner and Space Jet finish clear on the fences, but just slightly over
as
the time,
they cross the finish line, and the time is in already for them. Clear jumping 2.8 time penalties, just 7 seconds over that optimum time. Means they finish on 41 and into 20th position for the individual from Austria.
Zakończyła przejazd Leonie Sagner, jadąca indywidualnie
So here was Senna van Hout and Calgary 92 safely over that tricky combination at 6A, B and 7. Caterina Rumi and Aureliana here at 16. Really saving the seconds, taking an inside turn after that brush. After taking that alternate route and even taking the Tricana on a bit of an angle as well. Really are a combination on a mission, because 31.1 is their dressage score. So that would be good enough if they came clear inside the time to go into 7th position on the individual leaderboard. So we'll wait and see. But the next rider joins us out on track, Sarah Julia Goshlag and Hersen Brucha, 11 for Italy. The final team rider coming forward for Italy. This 9-year-old gelding. Well, we're back with Senna Van Hout, Calgary 92, down at this first water.
Sarah Julia Goldschlag, two-time participant of the European Championships for juniors, lately 4th position in 2-star shorts for junior riders.
Really
Strzegom
riding
trials.
Positively.
Earlier 4th
And
in
clear
the
over
long
both
format
elements there
2-star in
at
Bretoni
13A
del
and
Divar.
B. Oh, Caterina Rumi and Aureliana close to home now. Just 3 fences left for the pair.
Julia Goldschlag na koniu.
Here they are at the final
Helsen
combination.
Para włoska.
Could be a great round that could put them into the top 10 individually. They're really riding for it at this final stages of the course, as is Senna Van Hout, Calgary 92. Look at the watch, conscious of the time for the Netherlands. Well, they cross the finish line and we'll get a time shortly for them. Well, time is in for Caterina Rumi and Aureliana. Nothing to add. Cross-country jumping. 3.2 times, so 8 seconds over that optimum time. That drops them into 17th position on 34.3.
7 minutes 22 seconds. The official time for Caterina Rumi from Italy and Aureliana.
So here, Sarah Julia Goshlag, Hersen Breaker, 11, safely through 6A, B, and then 7. Senna Van Hout at the back end of the course, furthest round the track at the moment.
Ela Kuriger z czasem 27 i
Just taking an inside line as they head round now to the Trakehner at 17.
Zawodnicy i zawodniczki, którzy mogą ten wynik poprawić, bo mieli lepsze noty w ujeżdżeniu.
Keeping an eye on the watch as they work their way up now to this table at 18.
A że liderka francuska miała błędy, no to Elena w tej chwili na czele tabeli, ale pojadą jeszcze zawodnicy, którzy indywidualnie mieli
let up
czwarte,
fence
trzecie,
after the more intense section of the course. Now Sarah Julia Goshlag down here at fence 9, looking like they're taking the alternative route there.
Zawodniczka włoska jest na trasie. Nie ma błędów, nie ma błędów.
Underway, our next starter to join us, it is Zuzanna Spolowicz and Bankia for the home nation of Poland. Poland in a great position in 4th place at the moment. That's what will we see from their final rider to join us on course. This 13-year-old gelding come forward with 31.4 in 21st position after dressage. This combination who were 10th for the Junior Europeans last year, where they finished on their dressage score of 30.3. They're also very good at finishing on their dressage score. They stepped up to the 3-star in April at Stockport and finished on their dressage score there of 33.8. So the odds are on that they're likely to finish on 31.4. That was their dressage score yesterday. While heading for home there, Senna Van Hout, Calgary 92.
Powodzenia, good luck for
Sarah Julia
Zuzanna Spolowicz. Last
First
one for the
breaker
Polish
actually have
team.
picked up
She's
her
riding
20
the 30
penalties.
Polish bred gelding Bankier. The result is 31.4.
Well, Senna Van Hout absolutely delighted with his round.
Champion.
And so the support team will get a time very shortly for them, because it did look like a superb cross-country round.
Zuzanna Spolowicz ma 17 lat, a więc
jeszcze
jeden rok. Zaczynała tutaj karierę juniorską bardzo wcześnie.
Clear over
Pamiętam,
fence
chyba
4,
kiedy jako
going round now
14-latka
to the first combination
już
on
medal
track.
mistrzostw Polski w kategorii juniorów. Koń Bankier, którego dosiada, wyhodowany w stadninie koni Janów Podlaski, ale to nie jest Arab, to jest polski koń sportowy po ogierze Awans. należy do Artura Społowicza,
What a
dwukrotnego
great round from Zenovan who Calgary
olimpijczyka, który jest
92.
tatą
No
Zuzanny.
jumping penalties, no time penalties either. 32.6 is what they finish on. Just outside the top 10 into 12th position for the Netherlands. What a great way to wrap up the competition for their team this year. Well, our final rider here from Poland absolutely flying over 6 and 7 there.
Classes as many as 14
That
times
is,
throughout their
of
career.
course, Zuzanna Spolowicz
Błąd
Bankia.
Włoszki na przeszkodzie.
And Sarah Julia
9B, to
Goszlak
wszystko tu jest
does
teraz
some
bardzo
break at
ważne.
11.
Oczywiście
This
ja tutaj
new
jako polski
combination
speaker
together,
nikogo nie
new ride for
faworyzuję,
Sarah.
ale
She was at the
spoglądam
Europeans
kątem
last
oka
year
na
with
to,
her
jakie
other ride,
szanse mają
Tintoretto
Polacy.
del Quattrofilio.
And some problems at 9B, one
Okay,
run out
around here
at
at
20
16.
for Sarah Julia Goldschlag for Italy.
Only 9 more
Zakończył
combinations to
Sana
start here
Benfolte.
in this
Bez błędów na przeszkodach w
Junior
normie czasu.
European
Polandia
Eventing Championship on the
7:04.
cross country.
I to w tej chwili
Furthest round here,
Holandia
Sarah Julia Goszlak
kończy
has
z
some break at
rezultatem
11.
124,7.
Working their way up to the table at
A
18.
good anchor rounds for the Netherlands, Senna van Houten and
So, 3
Calgary 92, 7
riders
minutes and
on
4
course
seconds.
at
No
the
mistakes
moment
on
because
the
our latest
fences.
starter has
It is
just
a clear
left the
round.
start box
They
for
stay on
the
their
Czech
results of
Republic.
32.6.
Andrea Novotna coming out the box now with Eldorado. And for the 31.4 for the Czech Republic.
Trzymamy za nią kciuki, trzymamy kciuki za Bankiera. 17 lat, ale już sporo doświadczenia.
Still riding well round this track.
Ten
Zuzanna Spolowicz and Bankier at this first water. As we say, this pair who jumped double clip finished on their dressage score last year at the Junior Europeans of Montelepreti. Adding in a stride at the offset brushes, but still jumping clear.
Bo to są Mistrzostwa Europy. Mistrzostwa Europy w kategorii juniorów i młodych jeźdźców w Strzegomiu.
Back into the water for a second time, a little bit hesitant on the way in, but she rides positively out. And unfortunately pick up a refusal there at that second element. So they come round for their second attempt. Well, no trouble on their second time of asking.
No niestety wyłamanie Zuzanny Spłowicz, ale szanowni państwo, inni
Riding
pojechali
out down
bezbłędnie.
to
Polska i tak będzie
fence 15.
wysoko.
The Polish team
And
who
a
are 9
lucky
and 4
refusal
before
in
the
the water at
final rotation of
14.
riders.
Unfortunately, that's 20 for Zuzanna Spolowicz and Bankier.
As we're here with Andrea Novotna
And
and
the Polish team,
Eldorado
the three best
for the
results
Czech
for
Republic.
the home nation, head up to
Easily down
68.8.
over that direct route there.
To 63
6A and B and
for the Czech
7.
Republic, Andrea Novotna and Polish bred Eldorado. Eldorado by
Zuzanna
Zinedine.
Spolowicz
That's
Bankia
1.4,
here at
20
16.
first overnight.
Andrea
Opting for the
Novotna.
direct route.
Andrea Novotna na koniu Eldorado.
Safety of all three elements there. Very smooth indeed. What a shame about that stop in the water because this combination have made this course look very easy otherwise.
Medal Mistrzostw Polski w kategorii seniorów. Oczywiście w skokach. Po Zinadinie jest też Zinadei, wicemistrz Europy w kategorii seniorów, też w skokach.
So time in for Sarah Julia Goszlak, Herson Breaker. They actually picked up 60 penalties out on track. 9.2 times, so 103.7 into 49th position. As underway is the final team rider coming forward for Great Britain. It is the turn of Pippa Royal out on track with My Dream HJ. As Zuzanna Spolowicz working her way around to the final water combination on this track. As Pippa Royal now underway with My Dream HJ, this 7-year-old mare.
It's
They bring forward a dressage score at 31 as we're back with Zuzana Spolowicz-Bankier into the final few stages of their cross-country ride.
264 is Pippa Royal from Great Britain with the Dutch Reds My Dream 8J, followed by Flying Dream. 18th overnight individually, dressage
As
score
here we
31
have
penalties. The grey
Andrea
horse is
Novotná,
Eldorado. With
safely
Andrea
over 10
Novotná from the
and
Czech
11
Republic, a pair that won a
as to the
two-star
penultimate
short here at
fence
Strzegom
on this
Summer
track.
Tour.
Zuzana
And they were also
Spolowicz-Bankier,
the
bit of a
winners
scramble over the
junior
first.
two-star class,
She's riding positively and
last year at Strzegom
unfortunately
October Festival.
has a run out there at the second. Andrea Novotná and Eldorado.
Drugie wyłamanie Zuzanny
Neatly
Spolowicz,
over the
takie sport,
first
duże
water combination,
obciążenie, wystawiona jako ostatnia w
opting for
zespole.
the alternative route here.
Tak czy
Zuzana
inaczej,
Spolowicz-Bankier. Just the final fence left for the combination from the home nation
Zuzanna Spolowicz
as she
kończy.
crosses the finish line to complete her round.
Brawa dla Zuzanny Spolowicz i konia Bankier.
Andrea Novotná and Eldorado into the water for the second time.
So some problems
It's quite an intense
also
part of
at
the course for
last
these horses and riders. These
combination
fences coming
for
up
the
quite
Polish
quickly.
pair of Zuzanna Spolowicz and Bankier.
Gallop on down to
Difficulties
the
at 9B
lesser fence.
for Andrea
at 15.
Novotná, as she has a run out there with Eldorado. The time for Sarah Julia Goldschlag and Herzensbrecher, 7 minutes 37 seconds with the two run-outs.
So it does look like 20 penalties being added on for Andrea Novotná. Eldorado, they picked up a 20 penalties at fence 9. So carrying that 20 penalties as they work their way down to fence 16.
Wcześniej zakończyła ostatnia w reprezentacji Włoch Sara Giulia Goldschlag z jednym zatrzymaniem. 103,7 to jej rezultat po dwóch próbach i ten rezultat musi się liczyć. No, stąd oczywiście niezależnie od tego, jaki
No
jest
trouble at all
wynik
all three elements there
Zuzanny
for Andrea
Spolowicz, Polska jest
Novotná.
lepsza od
Eldorado
ekipy
as underway our latest starter from Germany. Anna Busch and Crystal Annabelle.
Last to go for Germany.
Pair coming
Hannah
forward with that
Busch
smart score of
out of the startbox with the Hanoverian
27.7.
Crystal Annabelle. A high sixth place after the dressage test, 27.7.
This combination, 13-year-old mare, the pair that was second in the two-star long in Le
Second
Moulin in
place for
June.
this pair lately in the two-star
And
long
this
in
is the
Le
phase where they
Moulin
excel.
earlier
11
in
international runs, and they've
June.
never
Fifth
had
in
a
the
cross-country
two-star short
jumping penalty.
Westerstep.
27.7 their dressage score.
Time for
Well,
Zuzanna
that
Spolowicz
very
and
good score
Bankier.
indeed could
7
put them
minutes,
into
56
second
seconds
place
with
on the individual leaderboard.
Mistakes.
Wait and see how they get on
Overall,
out on the track as
56.8
people roll.
for today's test.
My Dream HJ absolutely flying so far. Final team rider for Great Britain. This could have a huge impact on our team standings. Great Britain moved up into third place last time we checked after 3 riders.
Mamy już końcowy wynik Polaków, 106, znaczy końcowy po dwóch próbach.
Well, Andrea Novotná and
106,4.
Eldorado going well as we're back with Pippa Royal.
Odliczony.
Pippa, who was at the Junior Europeans last year on Bayano, just outside the top 20 then. She's coming forward with a 31. She could definitely get herself inside that top 10 if she's clear inside the time. Going into show jumping.
Hiszpanię, Finlandię, Włochy. Nie będzie źle, proszę państwa.
Zuzana Spolowicz and Bankier, time in for them. 40 jumping penalties, 16.8 time, 88.2 into 45th position as crossing the finish line there. Andrea Novotná, Eldorado for the Czech Republic. They just picked up that 20 penalties at fence 9.
Jedzie dla Wielkiej Brytanii.
So, 2 on track at the moment. Furthest round here with Pippa Royal, My Dream HJ. Opting for the straight route at 16. Neatly over all 3 elements. Really riding very well indeed into the latter stages of this track.
Sara zostaje wyeliminowana, bo okazuje się, że pomyliła cross. No dużo tutaj przeszkód jest poustawiane. No zdarzyło się też w kategorii młodych jeźdźców, że Jedna z zawodniczek belgijskich bodajże skoczyła przeszkodę juniorską, a teraz Włoszka skoczyła przeszkodę, już chciała być w kategorii wyżej, skoczyła przeszkodę dla młodych jeźdźców.
Bad news for the Italian team. That's an elimination
about to
for
come
Sarah Giulia Goldschlag
at
after
the start
jumping
box
the incorrect
is
fence at number
a very
16.
influential rider. Well, she could have a very influential
So
impact
the
on this
score for
leaderboard. It's
Italy
Rachel
after
Weiler
all of the
and
team riders
Rivero
after cross
for
country,
France coming forward with
185.
25.1. They're in second place after dressage yesterday. This 11-year-old
Nie, ona zdobyła srebro, proszę Państwa, indywidualnie była 21, zdobyła srebro
combination who
drużynowo,
produced a
ale jechała
stunning
wtedy na
test
innym
yesterday,
koniu.
right near the end of the day. They were 8th individually as a combination at the Junior Europeans last year. Well, it looks like they may creep up the leaderboard today.
Świetnym skoczku.
From 8 international runs, they've never had a cross-country jumping all-time penalty. They won the Jardy 2-star back in July. They look to put themselves in a good position as they head out on cross-country. They will go into the lead if they're clear inside the time. So all to play for Rachel Weiler and Rivero. But here for Germany, Hannah Bush, Crystal Annabelle. Another one on a smart score, 27.7 for them. As they work their way around to the second water combination on this track. 3 water combinations for these riders to negotiate.
With this horse 10th position in April in the 2-star short in Kelsall Hill. Earlier in 2022, individual 5th position.
Very smooth indeed over that second water. Powering on out the other side, not wasting a second as Pippa Royal. My Dream, HJ here at the penultimate fence on course. Beautifully done, just the final fence left for them. Then they will be clear. British team there with their flags, absolutely delighted with that performance from Pippa Royal. My Dream, HJ will wait for a time to come in for the pair, but it looks superb.
For France, number 266.
Here for France, Rachel Weiler, Rivero, cruising down over 6 and 7.
Riviero by Rizione, second position. This is the rider that stands before a chance.
As the time is in for Pippa, My Dream, HJ, no jumping penalties, no time penalties. In fact, dead on that optimum time of 7 minutes and 14 seconds. So they finish on 31 into 7th place individually. And that will be a great score for the British team as well. While heading towards the latter stages of this course,
clear rounds and perfectly inside the time. Pippa
coming
and
forward
My
for
Dream, 7
Germany.
minutes and 14 seconds.
Hannah Bush and Crystal Annabelle. As they head towards the latter stages, out the box is and underway the final team rider for Spain. Emma Schonvold, Alcross and Cream Z. 35.1 was their dressage score in 58th position overnight.
A więc tych, którzy już dokończyli swoją rywalizację, Wielka Brytania w tej chwili na prowadzeniu.
So Hannah Bush, Crystal Annabelle at the final water on this track.
Będzie wszystko jeszcze zmieniać.
Climb up the hill and just take that boat in their stride.
Rachel Weiler z Francji na koniu.
For Spain,
Raquel na koniu.
Emma Schonvold, Alcross and Cream Z here on the start of their cross-country round.
Last for the Spanish
Over here
team
with
is
Rachel
Emma
Weiler,
Schonvold
Riviero.
Alarcos.
The pair that could go into the lead individually if they can jump clear and inside the time.
Riding Cream Z.
Looking good so far.
Francuzi nie będą za dobrzy, proszę Państwa, nawet jak
Back with Hannah Bush and Crystal Annabelle at
nie mają
the
szans
final combination on this track.
Jedna z zawodniczek została wyeliminowana.
Get the body back, balance well
Jeden świetny
over that
wynik,
first element, clear
32.
of the second, just the final fence left. Cruise on over that to complete their round.
Ale to i tak chyba nie pozwoli wyprzedzić Polski.
We'll keep an eye on their time because they're on a very good score of 27.7. Rachel Weiler and Rivero here. Still galloping strong as they head on down to fence 16. Well, time is in for Hannah, Bush, Crystal, Annabelle. They complete the course 7 minutes 10 seconds, so well inside that optimum time is 7 minutes 14. So nothing to add to the 27.7 that was their dressage score into second place. At the moment, on the overall leaderboard, Ella Kruger, Kronen's Baller, still out in front, 27.3, but this young lady coming in well with a dressage score of 25.1. Let's see if she can edge ahead. She really means business in the final stages of this track.
10, a więc zostaje u niej dotychczasowy rezultat 27,7. I jaki to daje końcowy rezultat po dwóch próbach, no nie końcowy, rezultat sumaryczny po dwóch próbach ekipie niemieckiej 91,1 w tej chwili.
Well, underway is our next starter, Hortons de Kleen and Levino coming forward for Belgium. Over 35.5 and 59th after dressage. And they head out on track. This 11-year-old Goudin, the pair who recently won in the Hoot 2-star short in July. Back with Rachel Weiler, Rivero, the final water combination coming round for the pair.
Tak, proszę Państwa, nieoficjalnie mogę powiedzieć, że Polska będzie nie dalej niż czwarta.
Just 3 jumping efforts left to go. Really galloping on now in this final stretch of this cross-country course. Looking absolutely fantastic.
Final rider for the
we're back with our rider from Spain. That is Emma Chonvol Alcross and Cream Z. This pair who've had 3 consecutive international wins at the 2-star level this year. Combination who went to the Junior Europeans in 2022 at Hartbury, placed 36th there.
Na dużych koniach.
At the penultimate, just 1 fence between her and home, 1 fence between potentially a gold medal position going into show jumping there. Well, we'll get the time in for Rachel Weiler and Rivero for France. Well, the time is in 7 minutes 15 seconds, so 1 second over that optimum time. 0.4 of a time penalty to add. 25.5 is what they will go into show jumping, and they will go into show jumping in the lead, moving Ella Kruger, Kona's Baller, back into second. Hannah Bush and Crystal Annabelle into third. What a phenomenal cross-country round it was for Rachel Weiler and Riviero.
Punktu karnego za przekroczenie normy czasu, łączny rezultat 25,5.
So just 4 horses left, I beg your pardon, 3 horses left to join us on cross country.
A nie, jeszcze, bo jeszcze tutaj Miko
Hortons de Kleen and Levino
lepszy rezultat. Miko
around the track so far, this relatively new partnership this year in fact. They've had 4 international runs together and have never been outside the top 20.
Francuzi.
Well, here's our next starter waiting to join us on track. Mika Moisla and Kesa. They're underway, just an 8-year-old mare. They produced a phenomenal test of 55. Oh my gosh, no, it was not 55, it was 25.2. They were in 3rd place after dressage. And actually, a clear inside time would just edge them in front of Rachel Weiler and Rivero. It would be a very, very tight leaderboard going into show jumping. But if they're clear inside the time, they could well do it. Mika, who competed at the Junior Europeans last year with his other rider, Amaris. As Emma and Cream Z head towards the end of the track. Free jumping efforts left for them.
Kajsa 25,2 w ujeżdżeniu, trzecie miejsce.
Comes to Clean and Levino safely over 10 and 11, working their way down now
reprezentant Finlandii.
to the first award combination on track.
Finlandia nie ma szans na dobry rezultat drużynowy. Jadą tylko 3
Safely
pary.
in over that drop.
Dwie pierwsze już mają spory bagaż punktowy. Ale ma
Got the
szansę
two
na
strides
medal
so well between those
indywidualny.
two offset boathouses.
We have the
She
time
has picked
for
up the 20
Emma
penalties on the scorecard, so that must have come from fence 9.
Cream Z. 7
Miko
minutes
Moisala and
20
Krax
seconds.
Kesa, this
That's for the
8-year-old
Spanish
mare.
team.
Ena Sean Vant, Alacros z Hiszpanii na koniu Cream Z.
Wants to Clean Levino.
20 bez błędu na przeszkodach.
Over that water, 2 waters done, 1 left to go. A few more combinations before she gets round to that.
Z Belgii jedzie z błędem.
And she's
Miko
galloping
Moisala
on
z Finlandii na razie bezbłędnie.
down to the Palisade
A potem już
fence at
tylko
15.
Tom Nestor z Irlandii i Wilma Bertilsson ze Szwecji.
So once again, fence number 9B causes some problems, this time at 20, therefore Hortense Declan with Levino.
So over 6A, B, and then 7 for Miko Moisala. Krax Kesa taking the direct route.
Irlandia niezależnie od tego, jak pojedzie Tom, będzie na pewno nad Polską.
Another one to take the direct route there at 16 for Hortense to Clean and Levino.
Ja już tutaj, proszę
As we say,
Państwa,
carrying
sam
that
policzyłem,
20
ale jeszcze
penalties.
potwierdził mi to doświadczony sędzia, pan Józef Śnieżek, który jest tutaj kibicem w czasie tej klasy, robi notatki, ma
Well, a
czerwony
time in
długopis, na
for
pewno się nie
Emma
pomylił.
Schonvold,
Polska na pewno
Alcross
będzie
and
na
Cream
4.
Z.
miejscu po dwóch próbach.
No jumping penalties, only 2.4 times to 37.5 into 23rd position for the final Spanish rider. And underway is Tom Nestor, Cooley Diamond Dancer coming forward for the Irish team. Pair who produced a stunning test of 25.5, they're in 4th after dressage.
Because the same result belongs for now to Rachel,
In
Violet
fact,
and
they were just
Riviero.
behind this man here, Miko Moisala and Krax Kesa. Heading on down to the first of 3 waters. Well, very bold indeed over that first water for Miko Moisala, Krax Kesa. Hortense to Clean. 3 fences left for the pair. Back round to the second water now for Miko Moisala.
Tom Nestor i koń kolej Diamond Dancer.
Well, it looks like they have picked up an 11 penalties at fence 9 there. Miko Moisala, Krax Kesa. So they can't edge into the lead. It's Hortense to Clean and Levino. Just 1 fence left for them as they jump the last to complete their round. The Belgian flags back out again. The support crews have been phenomenal today, cheering on these riders.
And Miko Moisala
We'll get a time for her as soon as we can. And Tom Nestor, Cooley Diamond Dancer could end up
number 9B.
joint
And
first
that
if he's
adds
clear
11 penalties
inside
to
the
the
time.
results.
In fact, he may end up
Can
in
have
pole
2
position
leaders in joint
himself
first.
because Rachel Violet also on 25.5 but picked
we'll
up
have
time
to see
penalties,
what
and
happens,
Tom may edge
during the
ahead
round of
being
Tom
closer to the
Nestor with
optimum time
Cooley
if of course
Diamond
he's clear inside the time.
He sits at 25.5 after dressage.
Well, Miko Moisala here cracks case up into the latter stages of the track. Working their way up towards the table at 18. Well, here is our final rider of the day, waiting to be let out the start box. It is Wilma
Lots to go on this
Bertilsson
course.
and Tilly.
We say good luck to
So they're just under starters' orders as Mika Moisala, Kraskesa work their way around to this table. Getting close, a little bit of an awkward jump there. Well, out the box, our final rider of the day for this Junior European Eventing Championship, Wilma Bertilsson and Tilly. 33.5 was the dressage score in 46th position overnight. Out the box for Sweden. This 8-year-old mare, new combination this year. They've actually had success here at Strzegom, 8th here in the 2-star short back in June, and they've had 3 international runs together, never outside the top 10.
So last on the course,
well, let's see what they can do out on this track today. Our final rider of our FEI Junior Eventing European Championship. Well, here we are with Tom Nestor, Cooley Diamond Dancer for Ireland. Doing well to make it happen in that double as Mika Moisala cracks Kesa. Head for home, just 11 penalties for activating a Frandable device out on course. What a time importance to clean Levino, our last finisher. About 20 penalties, only 4 time penalties to add. 59.5 and into 39th position for them as over the first combination. Wilma Bertilsson and Tilly. No troubles there.
Zuzia, przed Twoim przejazdem miałam okazję porozmawiać z innymi zawodnikami i powiedzieć sobie,
so just 2 riders, our final 2 riders on track at the moment. Further round, Tom Nestor, Cooley Diamond Dancer. And here we have Wilma Bertilsson and Tilly approaching fence 6 and 7.
No, na pewno dzisiaj nie był to nasz dzień. Czułam... No, jechało mi się
going
dobrze,
for that straight route. Little reminder down the right hand side, but they were clear regardless. Tom Nestor here, Cooley Diamond Dancer.
Dzisiaj 2 błędy, tutaj na ostatniej kombinacji i w wodzie.
At fence 16,
Chciałam trochę oderwać
opting
go może
for
za duży
the
skok do wody
alternative route.
I za późno się
Playing it
pozbierałam,
safe,
nie
he's
widzę
close to
trochę,
the
co
end and he
skakać
could
i
put himself
opatrzył
in a
po
seriously
prostu
competitive position,
wąski.
and it would be
No
great
po prostu
for the
jakby
Irish team as well.
nie zrozumiał,
Cooley Diamond Dancer, this
jakby
12-year-old gelding,
kombinacji może.
her 15th Junior Europeans last year. Even stepped up to the 3-star level this year as well at Mill Street. So riding for the individual gold medal position going into show jumping now. Tom Nestor, Cooley Diamond Dancer. They know what this could mean for them individually and of course for the Irish team, a huge leap over the table at 18. Working their way around now to the final water. Quick check of the watch. How's the time looking? That optimum time, 7 minutes 14 seconds. Just rebalancing now before this water fence. As Wilma Bertilsson and Tilly heading down to the first of 3 waters on this course, looking like they're going for the alternate route, that longer route. As we said, no jumping penalties for choosing that longer route. It is just a little bit longer, so time is ticking. Safely in over the first 2 elements, eyeing up this brush on the way out. No troubles there. Tom Nestor. 1 fence between him and home. Could be 1 fence between him and potentially a gold medal position. Over the last, riding positively, punches the air. And we'll get that time confirmed very, very shortly. That could be something special we've just witnessed from Tom Nestor and Cooley Diamond Dancer. Well, Tilly and Wilma Bertilsson through the water. Now let's check. The time has come in for Tom Nestor, Cooley Diamond Dancer, and what a round. 6 minutes 59 seconds. 15 seconds inside that optimum time. Nothing to add to their dressage score, 25.5. Into the lead there for Tom Nestor and Cooley Diamond Dancer. They will go into show jumping in that gold medal position. Rachel Vilo Riviero in second. for France and Ella Kruger for Germany, Konensballer in third. That's the top three at the moment. We still have one to get home, Wilma Bertelsen and Tilly for Sweden. Here at fence 16. So into the latter stages of the course. Eyeing up the Trakehner at 17, take a huge leap over that. They are the final riders to come forward for the Swedish team. 33.5 was their dressage score from yesterday. So work their way round now to the final water fence on this course. There's been 3 water jumps, and this the third and final one for the pair.
From Ireland with OLS King Aragon, 28.3.
So bold as they jump into the water. Lining up now for this house on top of the hill. Just take that in their stride, barely break their rhythm. 3 jumping efforts left to go for our final rider of our FEI Junior Eventing European Championship Cross Country Day. We've had a fantastic morning of young riders this morning. The juniors this afternoon have been equally as good. It's been phenomenal to watch the future stars on this cross-country track, beautifully designed. Both tracks designed by Marcin Konarski. Just the final fence to go for Wilma Bertelsen and Tilly as they jump that to complete their round. All our horses home now from our Junior European Championship Cross Country Day. And what a day of cross country it has been. Our individual leaderboard had a real shake up, and how does it look now? Well, out in front, Tom Nestor, Cooley Diamond Dancer, our penultimate rider, put in a phenomenal performance for a 25.5 to lead the way. Rachel Viola Rivero second, also on 25.5. As
we are
now
back again
skip to
here
an
in Strzegom. It's lovely to have a French team up here. French representatives, hello, it's lovely to have you here.
Hello.
Rachel, you had your try here on cross country. How do you like it?
Comment t'as trouvé le cross ici? J'ai trouvé le cross très technique, on va dire, avec des belles combinaisons qui ont fait assez de casse.
You can speak to the microphone.
C'était un cross, un vrai cross de championnat. So she thinks it was a very hard race. Because there were a lot of combinations, and the time was also harsh, so it was a really good competition
for the championship.
For the championship, and but she likes it. But she likes it. She liked her race.
Okay, yeah. What did you find the most difficult? The most.
C'était le plus dur. Le brush, la combinaison 6 A, B et C. She thinks that the first combination was the harder, like it was the 6 A, B, and then the 7, which was really massive. So it was really difficult.
And how was it about you? How did you like it?
It was really hard. It was the first time for my horse,
okay.
And the first time for me in European Championship for the French team. So,
but the French, it's complicated. I know.
But I like the
venue.
Yes, and I like the landscape, everything, like comment dire le site, the competition is really it's nice to practice here.
So the French team is going really well. How do you feel any pressure on yourself?
Est-ce que tu sens de la pression pour demain? En individuel ou
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
On n'a pas beaucoup de points d'avance en fait. Enfin, on est très serré.
She has a lot of pressure because the scores are really tight.
Yeah.
So she can make a vote. She can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
She has to do a clear round. So yes, a lot of pressure.
Yeah. So fingers crossed for your team and for yourself as well.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Good luck, girls, and hopefully we're going to see you again in the championship. It was your first time, so
Yes.
not the last year.
First time for me, second time for her.
Well done, well done.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for being with us, and wait for another interview.
Well, lovely to hear from Rachel Weiler there, who is now in second place as she heads into show jumping. Top three, as we say, Tom Nestor out in front for Ireland, Rachel Weiler second place for France, Ella Kruger in third for Germany. But how does that affect the team standings? Ireland out in front in that gold medal position with a team total at 85.7. Germany in second with 91.1. Great Britain in third, 95.2. Actually, all of the British riders finishing on their dressage scores. So it's all to play for tomorrow in the show jumping. We'll be back on FEI.tv with the full show jumping rounds from the young rider Europeans and, of course, the junior Europeans. So don't go far. Do tune in tomorrow for the conclusion of what has been so far an incredible FEI eventing junior and young rider championship. So we'll see you then for the show jumping.